Whether you're new to gaming or have been enjoying video games all your life, great gaming is not only about having fun and escaping the stresses of everyday life, but also being there to pick up our teammates, especially when they're down.
Guardian down.
We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on three things: promoting a positive gaming community, sharing news around the industry in Destiny 2, and discussing thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, and your destiny. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 317 of Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. For those of you who may have just discovered our little podcast, we're a weekly gaming show with an emphasis on the Destiny franchise, but we like to sprinkle in some entertainment and other topics of discussion relating to our hobbies from time to time as well. We also have roundtable episodes typically every month for a more diverse conversation, and that will be happening in 2 weeks. It'll be the last week of this month of August will be our roundtable episode. We've got that all pretty much tied up, ready to go. We got to get a few topics still, but we'll be good to go on that. For those of you listening right now on the podcast platforms out there and you want to check out our live shows, it's real simple. You just go to Todd the Gator. It's TODDTHEGATR on YouTube and Twitch. And now I do post the live shows in our Discord where you can listen in and actually see our beautiful faces. So all you have to do is click that RSVP event tab in the Discord server when I set up an event, and it'll actually notify you when we go live. We also engage with our chats in all three areas as well. It's Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we also have replays of tonight's show on my YouTube and Twitch channels. If you can't make it at live, you can watch our playback on that as well. And of course, the audio version is always available for all of our podcast apps out there. You can go to our website, guardiandowncast.com, to listen to any individual episodes whenever you like. This week, I have my co-host from the great state of Utah, Mr. Kingsleymac, back with us again. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, glad to be here once again. It's an exciting night with a guest.
Yes, it is. We got I'll get into it. We got a hot topic tonight. This week, we have a brand new guest of the show. We're going to hear more about him and his Destiny journey. He's been a part of our Discord for over 10 months now. Man, has it already been 10 months? It just seems like you just joined us, man.
I know.
10 months.
It's been a ride, that's for sure.
Oh, my goodness. Well, when he did join us, he jumped right in with both feet. He started gaming with the community. He's been very active in our weekly community games and raids and whatever else is going on in our Discord. And he actually messaged me about a month ago with a topic that he was very passionate about and wanted Kingsley and I to discuss it on a future show. And I thought, man, since it was his idea, I think he should come on the show and talk about it with us. So please welcome to the show, Mr. BarrelBarley406. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Man, this is a great night. You guys kind of lay out the red carpet for everybody, I've noticed.
Well, we like it. We like it to be a good show, man. You're still getting a little bit of static in your mic. I don't know if that cord is messing up again, but just letting you know while you're talking. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Technology, man. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
As usual, I'll report on any pertinent information from This Week in Bungie, This Week in Destiny from Bungie. And yeah, we got some good news this week. Got some good news coming our way for us Warlock brothers and sisters out there. But for our main conversation this week, BarrelBarley will give us an introduction to our topic of the week, which I'm certain will raise a few hairs in the community this week. If there's any questions from our community, and we do have several questions from our community, we're going to answer those later in the show. So if you do have a question in the chat tonight, write it down. As Kingsley says, use a Post-it note and ask us later in the show. We'll also share our community's feedback with our question of the week in our Discord. This is a survey we put out concerning specific question of the week that I ask, and I'll usually sound off on the results and read any comments from our Discord results. And if you want to be more involved, speaking of community, it's discord.gg/Guardian Downcast if you want to join our Discord community. It's our Edge of Fate grind continues episode. So if everyone's ready, Let's roll.
Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian Downcast. Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian Downcast and see what pics and reels Todd the Gator and his podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website too. Just visit guardiandowncast.com, where you can find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating or review, search for any past episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show, where we'll also have random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. Our community thrives on interaction, so get involved and check us out.
All right, before we get into our before we get into the TWID, all their Destiny talk, and our topic of the week tonight, I wanted to just go around the horn here and just catch up with everybody and see what they've been up to every week. And I wanted to ask you, Barrel, since you're here with us tonight, how are you enjoying Edge of Fate, man? Edge of Fate, is it something you're digging, or is it something like Kingsley where you're pouting and not happy about all the grind? And see, I can do it because he's not on camera. He can't give me a bad look.
So I am a bit of a grinder. I really do like. I like the new content. I'm very much a fan of it. The little magical ball that you turn into is a little gimmicky. But overall, I'm very pleased with it. All the little secrets to go after is pretty good. Like it's been a lot of fun.
Okay. You enjoying the Solstice event? Have you been playing a lot of that, or?
Not as much as Arms Week. I got my sharpshooter title.
It's a great title.
Went for it. I hopped into Crucible or whatever what was the
hardware.
Hardware.
That's a fun game mode.
Yeah, I did that for like 3 hours straight just to get the title.
Yeah.
And that was a ton of fun. Yeah. But no, not as much as the Solstice event. No, I haven't played that much. Just been really busy this week.
It happens, man. It happens. Yeah, it's man, I've been loving this event. It's been really good. Had a lot of fun doing it. We always ask, is there any TV shows or any movies, anything you want to give a shout out to, or sounds like you've been pretty busy, but anything I want to mention?
Yeah. So recently, I guess my wife and I finished, that show, the BBC show, All Creatures Great and Small. I don't know if anybody's
I haven't seen that yet.
Seen that one. It's a really good one. It's it covers the story of a veterinarian during World War II. So that's kind of that's the premise of it.
Wow, what a great premise!
Like memoirs. Yeah, it's a good show. They I think they're on season 5 right now. We just finished season 5.
World War II.
That's been pretty good.
Man, that sounds like a great series. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
and it's loosely based off of like true events and true stories and all that. So, but they take liberties.
These are probably like war stories, right? Like in letters and stuff that they've probably collected from history.
Well, no, actually, he wrote books.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
James Harriet is the guy's name.
And it's called, say the title again so people can know.
All Creatures Great and Small.
Man, that sounds like a great show. Excellent, man.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to mention that you've been doing this week?
That's been about it. Other than that, work.
I get it, man.
Not much time.
Mr. Kingsleymac, what you been up to this week, man? We haven't talked. I mean, other than our raid, and we'll talk about that. What else you been up to, buddy?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to talk about now. Unless you have a better time in the show to add
just jump. No, I can't think of a better time. Jump in.
Yeah, and by the way, I've heard of that show before. I think I'll bump it up my list a little bit to check it out. I didn't remember what the premise was about, but that's kind of cool. My mom, she didn't start a practice, but she studied veterinary science, and I appreciate animals and stuff, and so it'll be fun to watch. So definitely check that out.
JD Kent, we're definitely going to talk about that. Don't worry, I might catch up. I don't. Go ahead, Kingsley. Sorry.
Yeah. Getting distracted by the chat. Okay. So amazing week. We had a really good experience checking out the new raid. And I want to give a shout out to Tajo putting a group together, and we kind of just back channel the group, just as chill experience to do this. And boy, I never thought I would be in a new raid, like first time passing things with Todd. And it's pretty fun, actually. I love it. Like I'm not saying that like you can't hold your own. I'm saying like, I just thought you would never be interested. You know what I mean?
Man, I had a great time. I got to give a shout out to how do I say this? My, my plate buddy, Allocate. Her and I were very good at communicating. It was part of one of the second, thing we had to do, which was the 3 hydras, right? I don't know what they call the encounter, but man, I'm still thinking about that raid. I had so much fun doing it. Plate buddy. There you go, Tajo.
So had a really fun time. A shout out to Tajo helping put it together. Absolutely. And it was Tajo, me, Todd, Allocate, Zombie, and Sin for this week. Due to schedules, we'll see if that group can stay together for sure in the long run. But definitely, obviously, the raid is more approachable now that they've removed the stupid, in my opinion, constant -20 or whatever it was for the new raid. I think it was -20 because it was -10 for the old raids.
Yeah.
And they lowered everything by 10. So it's just more manageable now. And we were able, and it basically felt twice as easy, like literally, like you hadn't hopped in it, Todd, like we had the previous week.
Thank God. But it was already chaotic.
The boss went down twice as easy in that first encounter we did.
Yeah.
Like I remember doing DPS the week before and it was crazy. And ads, maybe not twice as easy there. I felt like they still hit maybe like 75% as much as the previous week, but at least it was at a level where it was fun and manageable if you didn't want to be try hard. And we were able to pass 2 encounters. Now, for us, not
sight unseen.
Try hard and
for me, sight unseen. For a lot of us, sight unseen.
Isn't that amazing?
It was really good.
When's the last time you can remember too, you've gone into a newer raid? This is still a brand new raid. And we're just with the group figuring things out. And Tajo and I even know some of the encounters, but basically we're figuring out together as our group, our team dynamics. Mm-hmm. And we actually passed 2 encounters. And the second encounter we did, so the first encounter was Wyvern. It's probably the easiest encounter. And then the second encounter we did was the Hydras. And definitely that one ramps up in difficulty just from even how many ads there are in the outside area to like the timing everyone has to do for the inside rooms. And we just barely squeaked that one out. We were about to like call it for the night too. And we were getting closer and closer. And aren't you glad we eventually got it at the end?
I'm so glad. I mean, we ran it enough times. It's really funny. I remember that encounter much more than the first one we did. And the first one we got through it pretty quick. I was surprised we did. Our first full run through, we got it done. I mean, we faltered a few times to get to that point because it's about getting your reps, right? Let me say one thing though. Jumping into that raid, not to interrupt you, Kingsley. Keep your thought.
You're good.
When I jumped in, I wanted to jump in and learn right away. I wanted to be an integral part of the encounter. I did not want to just sit back and kill ads. I don't know if I'll ever do that again now. It is so much fun when you actually dive in feet first and just start trying to learn the encounter, the mechanic, For me, Kate and I had to step on the plates at the same time. Then we had to go into like a rotating eye that came off this little mini Hydra. And it was a pain because we had to traverse an interior cave and there was all kinds of jumping areas we had to get around. And man, I'm
still seeing those eyes.
Yeah. And you still see this? Yeah. And
I still see them in my sleep.
Yeah. You're cord again, just to let you know. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah. It's probably just a loose cord. But the jumping right in and learning it, I don't know if I'm still stunted on Deepstone Crypt now because I never jumped in and learned the encounters, and I'm still kicking myself for that because it's a fun raid. But man, what a great raid, man. This might be my top. It's definitely in my top 5 raids. And, I would say it might be a solid number 2, and we haven't even finished the raid yet. I heard the final boss was really fun. So yeah, just to add to what you're saying, Kingsley, I had a great time, man. What a great time.
Yeah. And honestly, there really aren't that many positions where people aren't doing stuff,
Mhm.
but it is helpful still because like we were like in the thing you didn't realize when you're doing in the Hydra room encounters, like Taj and I had to do not as many things as you guys, but we still had to do some pretty crazy stuff at the last second, or else the whole thing would have fell apart.
Yeah.
But it is, you're right though. The thing about when a team is going into a raid that's new is everyone is kind of forced to step up and learn positions, because it's not like a typical Sherpa raid where like, I don't know, like Kingsfall that's been out forever. And it's like, let's just put the new people doing ad control just because it's easy and we just want to save time or whatever.
Right.
But we do kind of force everyone to kind of get in positions and learn things and run things. And
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to run it some more. Yeah, it's definitely from what I've seen, and I've tried to stay pretty spoiler free too. I haven't seen Goblin or boss encounter mechanics yet.
Right.
But like I even been mentioning for a couple weeks now, from what I have seen and experienced in the raid so far, it reminds me a lot of Garden. I know the aesthetic's not quite the same, but you know, the Vex and the mechanics in Garden when it first came out was kind of, I don't know if tense is the right word, but you know, you had to, a lot of people had to be involved doing things. In Garden also, there's not a lot of just ad control positions. And that's why I really like this raid. I feel like it's going to be a perfect level, kind of one of these raids where people have to do enough to stay involved, but it's not overbearing and where we're like, oh my gosh, it's a slog like some other raids. So really happy. Had a lot of fun. And I'm so happy because it's really the only thing in the game that's keeping me super interested right now because, like, you know, like we all know, I don't enjoy the grind. Not what Todd said. I don't hate the grind. I'm glad it's in the game.
I was just trying
to like it.
I was just trying to get you worked up.
But I'm just saying the record straight in case people think I hate the grind. I'm glad it's there for people that like the grind. I just, for a game, I want content and experiences. And so I just ignore the grind or I just get my number up if it happens to fit into things like I'm doing some activities here and there. But I'm so glad the raid's here because until Ash and Iron comes out with a little bit more new content, the raid's really the main thing that's keeping me in the game.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I don't know what it was, man. It was just the mechanics just flowed really well. They were easier to learn. There weren't a bunch of symbols you had to worry about memorizing and stuff like a Val raid. But I don't know.
You never know. There might be later. I honestly don't know.
You're right. You thought I was going to stumble on the jumping puzzles with all the ramps and stuff, and I just flew over it with my strafe glide. Right, Mr. Holloman?
No, I didn't think you were gonna on that part.
Okay. I saw Sin below me. He was a Titan, of course, just making long jumps and stuff. And I just sat there and sailed over everybody. Yeah, shout out to Sin.
You were behind. You were last place in the jumping.
I definitely won't be the fastest, but I will definitely make it there with the least amount of effort.
So you didn't sail over him. You sailed behind him.
Okay. I was over him and I just let up because I didn't want him to body slam me off the ramp. Shout out to Sen. He did a great job killing all the enemies while I was in the cave. You have to have someone in there to help you clean out the enemies. Otherwise, you'll just get inundated with. And he just knocked everything out for me really well too.
Honestly, in that spot, and again, it was a lot harder the week before. So you had it lucky, but Sin kind of joked too. He was like, he saw what you were doing. He's like, you had the easy position actually. The jumping up and just interacting with that thing. We had to like get all the ads off of us and stuff. It was crazy. So.
It was. I had a great time. Like I said, it's good when you are thinking about it all week after you run it. So
it was so fun.
Good raid.
Yeah, so much fun. I really appreciate the group. It's good to have a chill group where we had fun. TV movie wise, nothing really too much to mention. Just sake of we'll have a long show tonight. I'm sure I can pass it over to you.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kingsley. I've been playing Edge of Fate every day. Every time I get home, I have an hour. I'm jumping on. I'm grinding. Solstice, what a success in my eyes. The weapons kick ass. I've got a ton of good rolls. I've got all tier 4 armor now. I've got one tier 5 class item, which I'll never take away. I'll never put it down. I got that from Solstice as well because it's a +1 right now, and it's a very, very rare chance you get a tier 5. I've got a couple tier 5 weapons as well, but tier 5 armor, man, I tell you, it is nice because not only do you get 11 slots, which you get that on tier 4, by the way, too, but you get this little extra node. It's like artifice armor where you can actually get you can get a little extra of one stat and to the detriment of another stat. It's pretty cool. Or you can do like a balanced set. It's really nice. Tier 5 armor is really nice. For those of you who grind it out, I think it's worth it. But I played the Battlefield 6 beta briefly last weekend, and I think it set a record of like, just on Steam alone, of like over 550,000 people that played that live beta. And the second week is going on right now, in fact. And, here's the thing about Battlefield 6. It felt great. The nostalgia, I got very much Battlefield 3 vibes from it. But the problem is it really hasn't improved. It's like if we had a Destiny 3 and we just had the same old systems that we do now. It didn't feel like anything was new in Battlefield. I mean, granted, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to love playing Battlefield and getting, a squad of 3 other guys to help each other out and try to get the objectives done. But the blue light, the grayscale on the games, it wasn't nice and bright like some of the recent Battlefield games. So I hope they fix all that stuff, because it was a little dreary in some instances. But I don't know. I figure maybe
there no new map?
Oh, well, the maps. Yeah, there's new maps. They're going to have all new maps. That's for sure. But the thing about it is it's very chaotic. It's Battlefield, and that's what I love about Battlefield. But the reticle on the guns were too light. They were too small. I think they said they're fixing that as well. But what actually happens is, and it's really still hard to find the enemy. So as you're scanning, aiming down the sights, it'll auto scout. It'll auto, I can't think of the word, but it'll auto put the little Dorito above their head where you can see them. And all you're doing is just scanning and shooting. And I wish it was a little easier to see the enemy. We'll have to see if they improve that as well. But all that withstanding,
was that not like that in the last games?
The Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, but no, Battlefield 5 was that way. It was really bad. And the World War I version, I didn't like as well. I thought it was really hard to see stuff, but I just kind of fell out of love with Battlefield. But I might be getting my love back. I might be playing it as my side game, because it's just so much fun to play. And when you can really get into these battles, it can get really just chaotic and crazy, and you feel like you're right there. I mean, granted, there's definitely more accurate, realistic military shooters out there, and I've played some of them. They're like at a snail's pace, but you get shot, you're dead. But Battlefield's a good mix. It's not too cartoony. It's not Call of Duty. And at the same time, you feel like you're in the war. You feel like you're in the battle. So it's a good mix. I know it's going to do very well. And come October 10th.
It had the highest concurrent stream of any game on Steam ever.
Yeah. Auto ping. Exactly, Mr. Holloman. Yep. Cool. I hope they make some improvements in that. I just hope they bring back the color that they had in the last game, because I like the color in the last game, the vibrant colors and everything. Even the World War I game was very colorful. I felt like we're going backwards a little bit with like a Battlefield 3 game. So we'll see. Maybe this is why it's a beta right now. But entertainment wise, I did see one movie that's not usually my typical movie that I see. I saw it at the AMC with my AMC Stubbs A-list membership from AMC. I saw the latest horror movie called Weapons. It's starring Julia Gardner from Ozark, if you remember. She played the white trash girl, Ozark, the blonde-headed girl. And, of course, Josh Brolin. He's got to be the coolest star out there right now. He played, they both played their characters very well. Amy Madigan played the evil element of the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but she stole the show towards the end of the movie. Now, I'm not the greatest fan of horror, and Paranormal Activity, it frickin' scarred me from watching most of these kinds of movies. But I still think about that bedroom scene at the very end.
Were you saying that?
Oh my God. I was willing to risk it, though. It's about a small town where an entire classroom of elementary school kids suddenly woke up at 2:17 at the same time in the morning, and literally ran out of their houses and disappeared into the darkness. It's the weirdest shit. It sounds intriguing though, doesn't it? That's what got my attention. I must say that it's light horror. Overall, I compare it to it's not the Conjuring movies, and the gore was pretty light. It was pretty light. There was a little bit of skull bashing and stuff, but I left the theater really liking this movie for what it was. It was a very unusual movie, to say the least. You'll never see what's coming at the end. And I love that about movies. The critics and audience love this movie. Critics gave it a certified fresh score of 94%. Audience wasn't far behind with 87%. I give this one 3.5 stars. Really solid, really good movie. And I really didn't know what to expect on it. And I'm glad I watched it. So, yeah, she does play Silver Surfer. Yes. Thank you, JD Kent. I forgot about that. Yeah. But in the final four, the final four movie. Yeah. Not final four. What am I saying?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. The first step. Yeah. First step's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Thank you. The other show I want to talk about just came on FX this week. It's Alien Earth. 2 new episodes dropped this week, and I watched the first one. I'm going to watch the second one after the show tonight. What some of you may not realize that if you watched the latest Alien movie, which I did watch the latest Alien movie from Ridley Scott, I think I gave a review on that one of like 4 stars. I think it was really good. It kind of picks up where that last movie left off, where the ship is in collision with Earth. That's how the movie ends. Without too many spoilers here, I just love how the series is kind of diving deeper into the synthetic forms of humanity, which explains so much more in depth all the synthetic beings that were involved in the original movies. There's actually 3 kinds of synthetic humans, by the way, but I'll let you figure out that when you watch the series. But so far, I'm loving it. And I'm actually listening to the podcast too, which they go over each episode one by one and talk about it. And I've been very impressed. So, it's a very good show. Other than that, I think
that was a thing.
What's that?
I didn't even know that was a thing until today.
Yeah.
Like there's the Aliens Earth. Like I had no clue.
Yep. And I swear it seems like it just leaves off where Ridley Scott left his last movie off. So you know more about more of the political elements between these tech companies. It kind of mirrors real life. These tech companies are trying to assert themselves with the ultimate synthetic human. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ruin too much. Only 1 episode I've watched. So from what I saw, though, it's really good. That's it for me this week. Let's get on to our interview here. We'll do that.
We have one last thing, though.
Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Well, we were going to talk this in the post show, but we can do it now, I guess.
I did say that.
Well, I put a question of the week last week, and the question of the week was, should we have a wager for me to get the Fated Weapon title, which everyone knows is not an easy title to get. There's a lot of grind in that. And if, was it a race between both of us who was going to get it first, or?
No.
Go ahead and state, state the terms. And
the terms were, you had to get it by, I wanted to do the earlier time, but we decided the December time. So by Renegades. Yeah. So, okay. If you get the Fated title by Renegades,
right.
And now, so you agreed to take the bet, and now we will talk about the terms.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is a suggestion. We loved this one. We picked this one. Ronan Red Lion, you won.
He's the man.
What the terms are going to be, if Gator does not get the Fated title by December 2nd Renegades, he has to run 2 different HUDless raids. Okay?
I don't like HUDless.
If Gator does get the Fated title by then, I have to run 4 different Al Sector Crucible nights.
That's going to be rough on you, man. I'll try to help you set up.
It actually won't be that bad. It'll be fine.
Okay.
And
pretty good.
And there was, he'd mentioned there may be over a month's period of time, but due to scheduling, we can't guarantee we'll do it over a month's period of time. But I will commit to 4 different Crucible nights, and Todd will commit to 2 different HUDless raids. And we'll try to do them as soon as we can, of course.
Yeah, I think it'll be very entertaining.
Yeah, we'd love that.
I think it'd be perfect going right into Renegades. Probably a good time. I mean, we'll probably experience the Renegade stuff first and then probably go back to
yeah. It'll probably be like
sort of later part of the year.
Weeks after, who knows? But
probably later in the year. Yeah, maybe before. Maybe we'll do it for New Year's or something. But I agree to those terms. I'm saying that publicly right now. If I need to get the Fated Weapon title before Renegades is released, even if it is the last hour before the servers get shut off, I will get it done. It will be mine. I just want to get that title. I haven't really cared about titles in the past, but Fated Weapon, that's just a badass title.
So funny. You just go with titles based off of their names. That's hilarious.
If they had one called, Badass Gator or something, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
But what if, that's what I was just going to say, the badass title, but you have to run like 10 contest mode day one completions.
What? No way. No, not doing that. But
see, you can't do every title just based on its name.
I can't. No, but yeah, okay. I agree to those terms. So I think people in Discord were like, hey, are you guys going to do it or not? You know, what was shit or get off the pot here, you know? And I'm getting off the pot. I agree to those terms. And if Kingsley agrees to those terms, then it's a bet.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I'll take that as an affirmative.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
The HUDless raid is going to be terrible.
It's going to be rough.
It's hard. It is hard.
I like my overlays. That's for damn sure. So, well,
you don't even understand how hard it is. Even easy raids become hard.
Well, I did some of the solos, the solo portal activity stuff with no HUD, and it changes.
And it's not full HUD. It's like it's like a baby HUDless. Yeah. It's not even full HUDless.
No HUD for the raid, literally no HUD.
I've done a few HUDless portal activities, and yes, they're a pain in the ass because you don't know if if the enemy's close, if the boss is close to being dead or not. You just have to keep firing until you see him blow up. But yeah, there's some slight elements of the HUD that's still included in there. It's very faint, but yeah, I agree, man.
Well,
I don't like HUD.
I love it because it goes off of my suggestion. I always tell people, but no one wants to listen to me. But I think sound effects in the raid are the most important thing. You should turn down music, turn up sound effects. Yep. And if you learn to rely on sound effects, you'll be okay if the HUD's gone because you'll know when certain things are happening because there's always little audio clues. So,
you going to say something, Barrel?
No, I was agreeing with Kingsley. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be painful for each of us if we lose. So, I think it's a good bet. It has to be a little painful on each side, right? For it to be a good bet. So, this may be the one, guys. This may be the one I actually win. So we'll see.
Hopefully you finally win.
I am going to reach out to JD Kent and some of my other players out there to help me get through that mythic run on Kepler. But, yeah, we'll get it done. We'll work on it a little bit every night. Maybe I'll even stream it so people can follow along. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, the winner, whoever wins and the other person loses, we will stream that part as well. Somehow we'll stream it because Kingsley's going to be in my Crucible games. I can follow him around or something if I'm streaming it. But anyway, we'll get it done. All right, let's get into our interview right after this. Hey, just a quick reminder that we have several Destiny 2 clans and we invite all of you to be a part of it. If you're looking for a home to share your Destiny experiences, now would be a great time to jump in and get to know some of these great gamers. We're here for the community and friends you make along the way and no hardcore restrictions. And enjoy what time you have for Destiny is all we ask. So if you're looking for a clan out there, join our Discord. That's discord.gg/GuardianDownCast and just reach out to a mod and we'll open the door for you. So join us. And later, Guardian. This is the part of the show I love doing because it is about our community and I see a lot of people in our community, especially those that are very active in our community. And it just happened to be a question that he brought to my attention. He just sent me a DM asking me, I'd really like you guys to talk about this. And, sometimes that's all it takes, man. It's just to get you on your radar, on my radar, and I'll have you on the show. So it doesn't take much. I mean, if you're active in our community, I want to talk to you. I want to know more about you. And a lot of our players do too. So that's why I think it works really well. But let me ask you this, BarrelBarley, where are you from, man? And what do you do?
So I am from Northwest Florida, of all the places.
Okay. And
up on the Panhandle.
I got you. Hopefully,
nice.
Hopefully no hurricanes.
Cool part of Florida that's in a better time zone, right?
Yeah.
No,
it's
not
Central time zone.
It's not going to work, Kingsley.
So I don't like Eastern time zone.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I actually like Mountain time zone. I think that's my favorite one.
That's where I live, Mountain. Yeah. And people in Eastern time zone can never count backwards. They can never figure out the earlier time zones. But I grew up in California. We could always figure out Eastern time zone. But some reason the other way around, they can figure it out.
TN laser.
I think we're smarter out west.
I will ban you.
It's always hard. It's always hard going east. I've noticed.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I know where you're at. No worries, man. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood right now. Hopefully, no hurricanes in October like last year with Milton. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Did you get impacted from that last year? It was a little south of
mainly,
you.
yeah, mainly just rain.
Yeah, it hit us head on.
We're in a, yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching. Crazy.
Well, what do you do for a living, sir?
So I am an electrician.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that entail exactly?
So, I'm kind of the quality control guy, at the company that I work at. We do like before the houses go to, the homeowners, before they hand the keys over. Basically, I come in and I check things. I check all the plugs, the switches, the lights, make sure everything works, before it gets the final inspection.
Make sure there's no fires
Yeah,
started in the house from
make
electrical.
sure there's no fires.
I hear.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, I actually, because I'm the quality control guy, I have to go in and basically pick everything apart. That's kind of my job,
Yeah.
is to find things that are wrong. So I'm always looking for issues.
Right. How long you been doing that?
It's the only job I've had, right out of high school.
Really? What made you get what drove you to be an electrician? What was the catch?
So my dad said, I need somebody small to fit in an attic.
Your dad was in the
That's how it
business?
worked.
Your dad was an electrician?
Yeah.
Okay, it all makes sense now.
Yep.
I
Yep.
gotcha.
Family business.
Nice. So, are you still in the family business, or you work for a larger builder now?
I work for a larger builder.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I still have a really good relationship with my dad, though.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
Yep. My dad's a GC. I totally get it, man. My whole life is around construction and building stuff. And I didn't always pick up on everything because I wasn't always so interested in doing it. But through osmosis, some of it sunk in, I guess. So I'm considered handy. I know how to do a lot of everything, but
Yeah.
like not perfection on certain things, which means I just hire it out now. Especially when it comes to climbing in attics. That's what my son's for.
Oh yeah.
How did you find our community, man?
So I was playing Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for more information on that game, and I came across this podcast that they were doing, just like behind the scenes developer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really good podcast. And basically, when I finished it, I scrolled down and I saw Guardian Downcast in the suggestions on Spotify. So it was then I listened and I joined up basically as soon as I listened. Like, oh, I gotta this looks good. Like I gotta check this out.
Nice to know Spotify's doing something for us instead of taking down my music. Unbelievable. But yeah. Yeah, I've been getting these AI bot takedown notices. I'm like, dude, I use story blocks. I use all my music but it doesn't matter. The bots don't know. I guess they're dumb. I don't get it. But if you look in Spotify, there's some missing episodes where they've taken them down. I'm just like, I fought it. I tried. They just took it down, but that's the way it is. Well, it's good to know they did something for us. You showed you the way here to our community. But what is your Destiny history? I mean, have you played Destiny since day one, or?
Yeah, so big time Halo guy. My brothers and I played Halo like ever since the first one. And so when they sold Halo to Microsoft, basically I saw the previews for Destiny and like, oh, this looks interesting. Kind of skeptical because big Halo guy, didn't want to give up on that. But then followed the previews and pre-ordered the game, and I played every bit of the free version. Well, I said the free version. I didn't buy any of the expansions because I pre-ordered it. So as much as I could play without the expansions, I can't remember what level that was. I think I could get to like 30 or something, 32. I can't remember.
Okay. 18 was Destiny 1. You hit 18. I think you hit 18 when you finished the story officially, but I believe it because I I ran it like on 5 million different accounts. What's a good memory that you have from playing back then?
Oh, dude. I think the first time I loaded it up and dropped into Cosmodrome, and then I meleeed one of the first little enemies that you come across. And I started as a Titan.
Okay.
And just, I mean, when you punch and then they just will like fizzle off into the little arc, like the arc streams, man, it was like, yeah, I'm hooked.
The Destiny, I've been playing Call of Duty all my life. Destiny was just something so refreshing. It was so new.
Yeah.
It was like any other game or any kind of shooter I've ever seen before. So I totally get that feeling, man. I do.
Yeah.
What do you main today?
Titan. Yeah, I like the Titan.
Right.
Yeah, because basically the coming over from Halo, I know I reference Halo, but Titan, it kind of made sense.
The gear,
but
the
I guess,
armor.
Yeah, I will say though, I may be a closet Warlock because I think I might even play Warlocks better than Titan.
Mr. Holloman, we got another one. Warlocks rise up.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm working. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
Do you do bounties? See, you got to get paid. If you're going to play, you got to get paid. You know?
Yeah, I was thinking, yes.
You don't have to get paid. I have fun without getting paid.
Don't listen to that man.
Well, because I've listened to a bunch of these episodes, and hearing the two of you go back and forth with bounties, and I know it's all in good jest, but
yeah,
I was like, yeah, Kingsley might be a little overwhelmed tonight because I very much like bounties.
It's okay. It usually happens the other way, so I welcome it.
Well, don't you like it better now? I've had this suggestion. They actually took my suggestion where bounties are being deprecated, but now the daily things just autocomplete. You don't have to collect them. You don't have to turn them back in. Or do you actually like to collect them?
It is a bounty, yes, but I love to collect them and I love to click them off.
Okay, so you don't like the new system then?
No, it's not bad. No. It's not bad. I do like it, but not. I preferred the old way. The only problem with the old way is the fact that you would have to go to the different planets to pick them up, and sometimes that got a little kind of annoying.
Or the app or whatever. It's still
or the app. I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only used the app like twice, and I was like, this is dumb.
The app makes it so much easier. That's for sure. I used to do the app every morning before reset. I would download. I would make sure all my bounties were all up to speed, and then it reset. I get a whole new fresh set, and then I'd sit down and just crank them all out. I'm actually saving bounties up right now because I'm already at 110 on the reward pass, and I'm saving them up for the next reward pass that's coming up. I mean, hey, Bungie, I'll play your game. No worries. But they're all, they're planetary bounties. Gunsmith bounties, are you still doing those? Even though they're not supposed to be here, we're still getting them?
Yeah, I haven't done much of that lately just because I've been really focused on the the story, Kepler, and the events. But yes, I have done them, just not as much as I wanted to.
Have you, speaking of Kepler, have you finished the campaign? What do you think?
All the side missions too.
What do you think, man?
Dude, I love the story. I am all for it. Just with the 9 and the amount of potential and mystery that they've kind of laid out. I am so looking forward to it.
Yeah,
what comes next.
I didn't know how Destiny or Bungie was going to be able to top the Light and Dark sagas, and it ran for 10 years. But I think this is an acceptable reality or a different story. I agree, man. Yeah,
for sure.
If there's one weapon in your vault that you could keep and you had to get rid of everything else, what weapon would it be?
Thunderlord all the way.
Okay.
It's kind of a broken gun.
It is right now. That's for sure. They were using it in the.
It's been for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. Got the catalyst, I'm sure, right? Yeah. I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
If Bungie assigned you a small but versatile dev team just to you, they had all the talents around. You had a whole team with multiple talents. What would you work on for the future of Destiny?
Okay, so I'm not very picky with certain things, but one thing that almost makes me change from a Titan player is when you use the barrier, the big barrier, you have the 2 different size ones.
Right.
When you use the big one and you deploy it, there's a bubble popping sound.
Oh yeah.
And I cannot stand that bubble popping sound. I would get rid of that.
It should be like a scrape, right? Like a shunk or something like that.
No, that's the small.
Oh,
The big one actually sounds like a bubble.
Yeah. Okay.
And that drives me crazy. It's like you have this super serious game that's really dramatic, and you have a bubble. Like, maybe that's a little petty, but that's
that's the first I've heard of that. I never. You have to listen next time I'm playing my Titan. I have to listen for that.
I appreciate that. I'll have to check that out too. It sounds like you're a very observant person, and when we were talking about, obviously with how you do your job, I would definitely notice that too if I actually played Titan more. That I appreciate what you're saying, man.
Yeah, and I use the small shield because of that.
Really? Yeah, small shield doesn't do much for you, no.
No, but it actually works really good with Bolt Charge, though.
Okay.
And was Storm Cell.
Yeah. Okay.
Aspect. Yeah.
So you're a Slam Titan. Superman Slam?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the one I use too. Yeah. I love it. Nothing like crashing your body and exploding everything around you like Superman.
Yeah.
A couple more questions here. What other hobbies do you have other than gaming?
Really, the only one right now is running. If you can call running a hobby.
That's awesome, man. I mean, are you a sprinter or long distance? You do like
mostly
4K, 3Ks? Okay.
5Ks, mostly 5Ks. But this year I'm trying to do some 10Ks.
Wow. You ever thought about doing a marathon?
No, not really. Okay. No, I tend to get a lot of leg pain, and I don't like to push that too much. So
I got you, man.
Yeah.
And don't let the marathoners look down at you.
I just don't know.
You'll never see me do it.
Run for that long. I've done a half marathon, and that was brutal.
Did you ever play sports in high school?
No.
See, I used to play baseball, and the one thing I remember about baseball, and it just killed me every time I did it, was wind sprints. He'd line you up at the end of practice, and you had to do until the coach felt like it was done. You would just run 50-yard wind sprints back and forth, full effort. If you didn't go full effort, if everyone didn't go full effort, he would just increase the time. And I'll tell you what, though, being older now, I've been reading a lot of articles on getting in shape and stuff, and I think that is really the best way to get cardiovascular-wise in shape the quickest, because that fast twitch fiber, we all need that as we get older. Sorry, this isn't the life getting older in life podcast, but you said you do sprinting. That's awesome, man. Cause that's definitely a baseball thing, but, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
BarrelBarley406, dude, what's up with that gamer tag?
So it's not very dramatic. It's a pre-made one from Xbox.
Oh man, I thought you were going to give me a story that you like making your own beer and.
No, the funny thing is, so when I got this account, it was my brother and I that kind of went halvesies on the Xbox.
I got you.
And when we made the account, I was a minor at the time,
gotcha.
And and they did this thing like Barrel Barley, so it's like. It seems like it's like an alcohol thing, like there's always alcohol in it, but no, it was just a pre-made Xbox name generator, and it's like, yeah, I'll just keep it. I don't mind it.
I did suicides in basketball too, Tajo. Your quads were on fire.
I didn't think that's actually, it didn't come top of mind to me that I was an alcohol-based name or alcohol-based name.
Barrel and Barley. I'm thinking I thought he was a bourbon. Maybe he's a bourbon guy.
I didn't think much about it.
Yeah.
No, actually, dude, I can't even stand the taste of alcohol.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a good habit not to worry about. Don't worry about it. You're not missing out. That's awesome, man. What is a motto or mantra that you live by in life?
So yeah, I was thinking about this one a little bit. I think it kind of goes into like my job with having to talk to difficult people.
Yeah.
It's being truthful, being straight up. And not being two-faced about things, because two-faced in the sense like you say something and then you turn right around and you say something else that completely contradicts what you did. So that's something that I've been working on very hard lately. Just being truthful, being the same person wherever I am.
That's good. I kind of picked that up from you. Yeah, I kind of get that vibe from you. Good. That's a good way to live. Finally, what's one thing about you that maybe our community might not know about you?
So with actually my job, I am an avid dumpster diver.
Really?
Yeah. So, because I do a lot of, obviously, I'm driving around these neighborhoods with people, a lot of new people moving into them. And for whatever reason, they like to throw a lot of stuff out. So typically on like my lunch break, if I'm next to a dumpster, I'll hop in there and just check around.
Nice.
And even just today, I found a Prince vinyl picture record of the Purple Rain, the Purple Rain album that he did.
Wow.
1984, I believe it was.
Yeah. Great album. That's awesome.
That was just today. So
that's why I asked the question, because you never know what answer you're going to get. That's awesome, man. Do you like?
I have a question.
Do you like garage selling and stuff, or being that you like dumpster diving?
I not as much garage selling. There's I need to do that more. There's actually every Saturday in our neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods, it's actually a pretty big thing. They do it a lot.
Okay.
But I just haven't really done it much.
No worries. Go ahead, Kingsley. Interrupted.
No worries. Yeah, because it's a different topic. Back to the Destiny stuff. Other than bounties, what do you like to do in the game?
So really storyline. I love the storyline. I love, just getting new content, like, kind of like you, Kingsley, just with doing all the new stuff. I like doing that. But also I really, really like, and I guess it kind of goes into the topic of the week, I guess, doing all of the end game stuff.
Okay.
And basically preparing for that. I love getting ready for like a new dungeon that I haven't done before, or a new raid. Like that is like top tier for me, just getting ready.
So yeah. And I was going to lead to that, and forgive me because I raid with so many people, but have we raided together before? Do you like raiding much? Tell us about that.
Yeah. I think we've raided twice before, I believe. One of them was in the Desert Perpetual. We did that. We did it blind. McMaximo was there.
Yeah. I thought I okay, so that's and we almost were hoping to get that. We did the Hydra encounter, right?
The Hydra. Yeah.
That was a cool crew. Everyone was super chill that night. Yeah.
That was a fun night. Yeah. Just completely blind. But that one, and I think we did Vault of Glass as well.
And
that was a long time ago.
I wish Raid Report had a way, because I would always do my homework if there was a way where I could like type in someone's name and see if we've raided together before. You know what I mean? You can't just look up by someone's name if you've raided. You would have to like go through the whole list, and I have over 1,000 raids I've done, so no way I'm going to do that. But no, good times though for sure. We'll maybe talk more about endgame stuff. It was just cool to hear. I thought we had raided together, and I'm sorry because one was even recent, but
no worries.
I bring it up.
I thought you were going to ask him the other question that you always ask.
I may hold your horses.
Okay.
And a follow-up question. Tell me something interesting about, you can kind of, I'm going to be more loosey-goosey about this time, Todd, but tell me like a favorite drink or dessert or food item that you have that, man, if you could just get right now, what you would love to have.
I'm like I mentioned earlier, I'm not much of an alcohol guy. I don't really like
could be any kind of
beer
drink
or anything, but no. But like, so with that, I actually, I do a lot of soda. I don't drink it too often. But I like to go through flavors of soda. That's kind of my thing. I try like all of the weird sodas, like the Faygo brand, like all the weird sodas. So if I had to pick, I would say probably Dr. Pepper is my favorite drink.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. Hey, have you tried, I mean, now that you're talking about that, have you tried some interesting flavors lately? Have you tried the, and you may not like this, but the Sprite tea flavored?
Oh, dude, yes.
It's so good.
I love it.
So good.
Yep.
I don't know what he's talking about.
You would think it would be like crappy quality being in a soda. For some reason, they did it well.
They mixed it very well. Okay. Yes. I don't know what they did, but that is one of my
tea. What the hell?
I know the chat's going off, but trust me, people, if you like tea at all, and if you like Sprite at all, I promise it works well. Just think of like an Arnold Palmer or something. It's not that different from that. I mean, I know it's sparkling versus like a flat lemonade, but it's really, really good.
They nailed the flavor. Like it's very good.
MJT2s. I'm sorry, what? Love it.
Hey, no, look, trust me. When I saw it, I'm like, I know people are going to think that's weird, but I tried it and it is not weird. It's just a sparkling Arnold Palmer.
Okay,
I mean, non-alcoholic or whatever, but you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, while we're on the subject of food, have you ever put oatmeal on a bagel and bitten into it? Just curious. Throwing out there.
Sure, yes.
I can't say that I have.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily against it.
It's awesome, man. I eat my breakfast every morning that way. When I have oatmeal.
But yeah, because I tend to actually try pretty weird combinations.
It's a good combo. It's a good combo.
Not very picky with food. But.
All right, MJT2. I'm watching you. All right. Okay. Well, good deal, man. Well, hey, thanks for sharing your life with us, man. I appreciate that. But it's not over. Not over yet.
Call the Praxic Order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes. Call everyone so they can witness you.
This segment is called the Speed Run. This is where I've handpicked 25 questions from a pool of over 1,000 that our community has submitted over the years. These are quick, simple questions just to get to know our guests a little deeper. No time limits, no contests, just quick questions and answers. So what do you think? You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to start out with
no comments from Todd this time to actually make it speedy.
Fine, whatever. I'll throw you a softball. The first one will be real easy. Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
What was your first video game?
Sonic.
Okay.
On the Genesis.
Sega. Okay. What is your favorite Destiny exotic? It could be from either Destiny game.
The Thunderlord.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That is a Destiny.
Can't go anywhere else.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
So I can't remember who it was. Somebody said this in a past episode, and they said Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I just can't think of anybody better.
That's Deadpool, man.
Honestly.
That's Deadpool. Come on.
It was Deadpool? Okay.
Well, I mean, that's who voices Ryan Reynolds is the voice of Deadpool.
Yeah. I think you're talking about Deadpool 1 Murder.
I like it.
But that's it. But
yeah. That's true. Yeah. Okay. Void, solar, arc, stasis, or strand?
Arc.
Gotcha.
I'm an electrician, man.
Makes sense. Pulse, hand cannon, scout, or auto rifle?
Pulse rifle.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like this guy already. All right. What number am I thinking of?
Let's do 27.
You're close. It was 22. Which is worse, supplicants or exploder shanks?
I can't stand exploder shanks.
I can't either. I would have picked that.
Annoying.
I would have picked that too. What is the worst job you've ever had? I don't know. You've only had one job. So I guess.
Only have one job.
Climate Addicts doing electrician work?
No. So it's, okay. So a few years back, I say a few years back, it was a little while ago, about 6 or 7 years back. We were helping a friend out re-roof his house.
Okay.
Right down the road from us. And it was in the middle of July. Oh, yeah, Florida, middle of July. And for whatever reason, we picked the hottest day of the year. It really was the hottest day of the year. It went on record. And yeah, that was the worst job I've ever had, for sure. And it was all metal roof, tin.
I've done one of those too. Oh, Werner Herzog. Yeah. Good choice, J.D. Kent. That is a great, God rest his soul. He's no longer with us. Okay, next question. What is your favorite word?
Favorite word?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Favorite word?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'd have to do something like really philosophical. Maybe philosophical.
There you go. Okay, I like that. Definitely look at something. Okay. Next question. Stealth or guns blazing? I think I know the answer to this one.
So definitely guns blazing, but I'm learning stealth. Hence why I think I might be a better warlock player.
We're smarter players. It's been proven.
Yeah, because I'm starting to be a little bit smarter with how I play.
Especially with these portal, man. You can't just bounce in there. You only get so many revives and you're out. You got to start out, man. That's one thing I can't stand, killing time.
Yeah, I just have to, since Todd added, I have to add too, there's actually times where it's actually smart to be a more aggressive warlock. There's some builds that work a lot better.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't say warlocks are just supposed to stay in the back all the time. Even on harder content, there's some really good builds.
I just said that to upset
you're actually smarter.
Titans.
You're actually smarter because if you don't get into the middle of it, you won't be able to proc all the things that the build has.
There, that's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant, Kingsley. Kinda. All right. Next question: sweet or salty, and what is your favorite snack based on that answer?
Oh, I think definitely salty. I like some sweet stuff. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the. It's a salty trail mix, basically.
Okay. Gotcha.
More specifically, it's a Cajun salty trail mix.
Oh, spicy. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you write your O's clockwise or counterclockwise? You're a visual person like me.
Counterclockwise.
Okay. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite Destiny planet and why?
I think I like the Cosmic Drone, just Earth.
It's good. It's a good answer.
First getting on there.
Man, that's where all the rusted cars were, right?
Yeah.
It's
like nothing like I'd never seen before in a video game. I know there's, kind of similar stuff, but I think Destiny was really pushing some stuff when they first came out.
Oh, it definitely gets your attention right off the bat.
It did, and I think that's just the best one.
That music, man, when it goes minor in a minor key, it's so cool. Okay, what would be your superpower?
Probably like any superpower, like any superhero or
anything you want, man. It's your superpower.
Okay. I stick it on walls like Spider-Man.
Okay, climber, gotcha.
My favorite, yeah.
All
my
right.
favorite superhero.
If you could choose only one, would it be power, courage, or wisdom?
Probably.
Talking about philosophical.
Yeah. Probably more on the courage thing.
Okay.
I definitely need more of that, I would
Gotcha.
say.
All right. Describe yourself in one word.
Probably needy.
Okay. Hey, you're honest, dude. That's good. We're all needy. We're all needy to a certain degree.
Yep.
All right. Have you ever had a nickname?
Yeah. A-bomb.
A-bomb. Okay. Gotcha. Can you drive a stick shift? You may be judged.
I can.
Okay, good.
I can. And I learned on a 1929 Model A.
Whoa.
Yes. I wanted to take that for my driver's license, but the cutoff was 1970.
Holy crap. Wow. I don't even know. Does it even have a clutch, or do you just jam it gear? I don't know.
Well, it's all straight cut gears, so you basically got to jam it in gear. But yeah,
it's crazy.
It also has it's got a gas pedal, then it's got like a throttle pedal, and it's got like a throttle position pedal, then it's got it's crazy. You got to
that would be cool to see. That'd be cool to try one time. Okay. Favorite armor shader color? You can use dim if you need to.
No, I think the Goldworks. I think it's gold. Is it Goldwork?
Goldworks. Okay. Like gold, like gold.
Well, that's the name of it. Yeah, Goldwork.
Okay.
I think that's.
You have to look that up later. Okay. Next question: pizza rolls, hot pockets, or bagel bites? This was submitted from one of our members. Hot pockets, got you.
Hot pockets, yeah.
I wouldn't have come up with that one. I would have said none of the above. If you could vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Probably back to the UK.
Excellent choice.
Probably York.
York, okay.
To be specific.
I haven't been to York yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice place. I went there once, and I so badly want to bring my wife back there. Like,
great country, isn't it?
It is. I absolutely loved it.
Been there twice. I'd like to go a third time. We'll see. Let's see. If you had a choice, would you rather go back in time or go forward into the future?
Definitely back in time. I don't want to see the future right now.
JD,
that is not up to me.
I bought that new roller ring shader. I couldn't help myself. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. If you had more time, what would you do with it?
Sleep.
Gotcha. I'm with you. Name one thing that you would change about yourself.
One thing. It probably goes back to being more courageous, I would say. Definitely need to take initiative on some things better.
I got you, man.
Take an initiative.
I got you. Initiative's good. That'll get you far in life, especially in work. Excellent, man. Well, Barrel Barley, thanks, man. Thanks for sharing your life, and thanks for playing the speed run tonight, man.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
I got a question for all you guys out there. Is there a speed run question that you think we should ask for future guests? If that's so, let's hear it. Just go to our 2026 speedrun channel and submit your question. At the beginning of 2026, we'll have 2 drawings for a $25 Amazon gift card. I mean, what do you have to lose? Let's hear it. You only get 1 entry per member, though, but you can put in as many as you like. We'll steal whatever ones you want to give us, but you only get 1 shot. So we'll do a wheel, probably do a wheel spin a couple of times and get that passed out at the end of the year. So let's see what you got, and good luck. Okay. I think that means it's time for This Week in Destiny.
OMG, it's Brittany, and you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
All right, This Week in Destiny for August 14th, 2025. Man, before you know it, it's going to be September. I swear to God. This Week in Destiny, it's last call to earn those solstice rewards while they're hot. We've also heard you wanted to hear about Warlocks and have a preview of some ability changes coming with Ash and Iron next month. It's like less than a month away. Of Solstice final week. Just want to let you guys know about that. Here, I'll go to the, I'll full screen share this for you guys here live in the live show. Time flies when you're having fun, and the tower's summer sun, but Solstice is wrapping up soon, and we wanted to give you a friendly nudge. Make sure you're not missing out on any of those sweet rewards. If you've been putting the finishing touches, if you've been putting off finishing the event track and grabbing those holofoil versions of Yeartide Apex, Festival Flight, and Fortunate Star, now's the time to dive in before the event wraps up on August 19th, which our audio listeners, this will be tomorrow, if you listen to it when it first comes out on Monday. All right. I wanted to share one thing on Solstice. For those of you who have multiple characters, I was asking last week, these Solstice alloys, I keep earning them every time I do a portal activity, right? What do I do with these things? First thing you can do, switch your characters and buy all the Solstice armor for all your characters, even if you're not playing them, because it will drop high, powerful drops. And what's great about it is you zap up your power on your Titan, and then your Hunter, you're stair-stepping up on your power. Then you switch back to my Warlock, which is what I'm using mainly, and it even raises your power on your Warlock. It's account-wide, so make sure you get those Solstice alloys. Don't let them sit and wherever they sit in the home base or whatever. Make sure you get all the armor for your other characters, and when you earn more of the alloys, just get all the glows for them. I mean, otherwise it's a dead currency. There's nothing really much you can do with it. So just wanted to give that little tip out there, because I can't believe I didn't do it earlier, but it would have sped up my my powering up a lot faster. Just a little tip there. Warlock abilities tuning preview for 9.1. Warlocks and their space magic abilities. We're seeing some great usage of Warlock constructs such as Child of the Old Gods. I use that one. Bleak Watcher, Hellion. I use that one. Arc Soul, and Ionic Sentry. In the near future, we're planning to enable deeper build crafting with these constructs. Additionally, a few builds are starting to stand out, like the Prismatic build leveraging Lightning Surge to effectively delete champions at a moment's notice. While we're happy with all the players are building in the above abilities, we're also seeing feedback and working on a handful that aren't felt to be as potent. This limits variety in build crafting, and we're looking to address that. A few strand abilities don't shine as brightly as we wish. A handful of exotics need some bug fixes, and we're aware that players desire more grenade-centric builds to fill powerful and endgame content. Yes, I'm there with you. I'm raising my hand. While some of the above will take time to address, we're planning a tuning pass for Ash and Iron, also known as Major Update 9.1, coming in early September, which is about 3 weeks. We're still testing these changes and finalizing how everything should work, and some things may shift, but these are our first steps in helping Warlocks feel a bit more love for their space magic. Hunters and Titans, don't worry. We'll be back in the next few weeks to discuss more changes coming for you guys, so you won't be left out. All right, first off, the abilities of Warlocks. Empowering Rift, and this was huge. Standing in an Empowering Rift now generates grenade, melee, and class ability energy over time. Fantastic. Final blows while standing in Empowering Rifts now generate bonus special and heavy ammo progress. Outstanding. Weave Walk, which is a strand aspect. Exiting Weave Walk, that's hard to say, now grants Woven Mail for you and nearby allies. Woven Mail duration is relative to the time spent in Weave Walk. Increased horizontal movement on enter and exit. Increased fragment slots from 2 to 3. Weaver's Call, which is I think it's supposed to be strand and prismatic aspect, now generates roosted threadling progress when giving damage of any type. Threadling damage now returns class ability energy, works on all threadling damage while this aspect is equipped. Frost Pulse, which is a stasis aspect, freezing enemies now generates class ability energy, works on all stasis freezes while this aspect is equipped. Pocket Singularity, Void and Prismatic, now has 2 charges at base. Projectile lifetime increased from 1.1 to 2 seconds. Rework projectile tracking to favor targets closest to initial trajectory. Reduce detonation knockback on players by 50%. The exotic armor, the Inoya, which I tried and was terrible. Increased projectile damage at max range from plus 15 to 20%. Tuned distance to damage curve to make the maximum damage distance easier to identify. Increased projectile tracking by 40%. Nice. In addition to the primary projectile, the sub-projectiles now benefit from Ember of Ashes and Ember of Eruption. That's great news. Abilities in general, Threadlings increase damage versus combatants by 20%. That's good. And some upcoming fixes. A few. Pause. Okay. Let me get my voice. Got to find it again. A few weeks ago, we examined feedback and bug reports for a few notable exotics. We wanted to provide a brief update on some of these investigations. I'll get it back. It'll come. We've already updated a few in prior patch notes, so these represent the remaining upcoming changes. My goodness. Here we go. Starfire Protocol. We confirmed an issue where Starfire Protocol was not returning as much energy as expected on empowering hits. We fixed this issue, raising it to the intended 5% with a fix deploying on 9.007. Crown of Tempest. We're continuing to investigate an issue where Crown of Tempest no longer grants stacks on multi-kills. We're aiming to have a fix when Renegades goes live. Rhymecoat Raiment. We're continuing to investigate an issue where Rhymecoat Raiment generated stasis crystals inconsistently and applied Devour when Feed the Void is active. We believe we're honing in on a fix and looking to have a fix when Renegades goes live. Boots of the Assembler. We've confirmed an issue where Boots of the Assembler Noble rounds won't work on a teammate that enters the Warlock's Rift. A fix will be deployed 9.1. Wings of Sacred Dawn. After investigating reports around Wings of Sacred Dawn, we've concluded that we've missed a patch note with the Edge of Fate's release. It is intended that Wings no longer reload your equip weapon, as this led to some problematic behaviors around single-shot magazine weapons, such as bows. Controverse Hold. This is a big one for me. We've received reports that this doesn't return energy as expected. After investigation, we believe this to be true, especially with some combatants in the firing range only. We're looking to update the firing range combatants in a future update. Oh, I thought that was having a problem everywhere, but I guess maybe not. Nezarec Sin. We saw reports of a regeneration buff no longer working during multi-kill streaks and believe this may have been resolved in 9.005. alongside the fix to the sprint bug. We'll be keeping an eye on any future reports. Is everybody still having the sprint bug issue? I haven't played Crucible this last week.
No.
Are you having any problems with it?
No, not me.
No, I don't think so, but I don't do Crucible a lot. But
okay.
But I do have commentary on this section.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, people hearing this don't think that. I mean, yeah, things need to be fixed, and they're also saying they're going to give us a list of things that are going to be fixed on Hunter and Titan coming up soon.
Yeah.
But even without these things being fixed yet, don't think that Warlock was a bad setup, because there's some really good builds. I have a prismatic build, which I'll probably be talking about at some point.
Right.
And I was top of the leaderboard in the raid just on kills. It was rocking. It was rocking and rolling, stranding everything up, exploding, killing stuff right and left. And then also with the fix they're going to do with Eunoia, there's a build for that I might build into. That didn't look super interesting to me, but since it's going to get more powerful, I might try that build out. But good that they're doing this, but it doesn't mean Warlock didn't have any good builds, because again, like I said, I've been killing things like crazy, feeling pretty powerful with the build that I have.
Yeah, Zombie Pops mentioned in the chat, don't play PvP, and the bug is gone.
And the bug is gone.
That's where I'm having the problem is in PvP. I was playing hardware to get my sharpshooter tile, and I was all of a sudden, I was just like running in place. I'm like, what the hell? I can't play PvP this way. I mean, I'm just like, here, shoot me. You know, I was using triple enhanced athletic mods though on my legs. So I guess that's what did it. Maybe I just need to take those off, but I like being able to strafe faster. That's important in Crucible. Okay. Speaking of Crucible power and rewards. Last week, we talked about some changes we're working on to continue to improve the feel of rewards and progression across the game. One of the areas we called out was Crucible Ops, and we've got more details on what we have planned to make Crucible feel more rewarding and better to progress up through the power bands in. Earlier this week, we shipped the new Destiny 2 update with a handful of changes targeting post-match reward frequencies in addition to raising the reward floor to have less disparity between the low and high skill. Here is a list of issues. Everyone in a match now has a chance to earn an additional role and as opposed to one player per team. The competitive playlist weapon, Solemn Remembrance, I think it's a hand cannon, has a chance to drop on completion instead of wins. I've heard people saying that it's a really good change. Lowered the B grade score threshold for reward ranks Copper and Bronze, power 10 to 300. This makes it easier to earn point drops and bonus focus rewards in PvP. And they increased the gear tier for B plus as at reward ranks Bronze and Silver. In other words, power 200 to 400. Okay. We have more changes coming. Interesting bonus drop, increasing bonus drop frequency when playing Crucible Ops, increasing the amount of score earned on losses, retuning score thresholds in all grades of reward ranks Copper and Bronze. That's 10 to 300 to make earning higher gear more powerful and more consistent, increasing the highest potential gear at reward ranks Copper, Bronze, and Silver. That's 10 to 400. And increasing power adjusters for PvP, power 10 to 300. We're definitely not stopping with the Crucible and have more PvE reward changes coming in the future, including the Desert Perpetual raid. Thank goodness. We'll share more in the weeks ahead. This is one thing I hated about when we did finish that second objective, the second phase of the Desert Perpetual. I got the new sniper rifle, but it's only tier 2, man. It wasn't even tier 3, which I'm getting everything.
Because that's the problem with the portal system. Anything that's not in it doesn't give good rewards.
There's some good sales going on in the Bungie store. I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. The Ronald McDonald House charities, the Bungie Foundation is supporting that. My daughter, or my sister-in-law actually used this charity when her son was born, and they were outstanding. The Ronald McDonald charities are outstanding. It's one of the good ones out there, guys. So, they're going to be partnering with them to support their amazing work, providing services, removing those barriers. Yeah, saved her a lot of medical expenses, and it had a place for her to stay while her child was in the hospital. Home cooked meals, fully stocked. I mean, it's just fantastic what they do. Donate $25 to worthy cause and snag the brand new Tartan tribute emblem. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice emblem there. Blow it up there. Not bad. So definitely do that. Player support report. Shit's broken. We're going to move on because we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, you're not going to read line for line?
No.
Like you read the Warlock stuff line for line?
No, that's because the Warlock stuff was important. Another week, another TWID. Enjoy the rest of your Solstice event. Grab those drops. Let us know what you think of the Warlock changes, and we'll share more on what's coming for Hunters and Titans soon. Hope everyone is having a great summer up here in the Northern Hemisphere. Stay cool out there. It has been just brutal. I had to cut off early today. I was just too overheated. It's just crazy how hot it is right now. Destiny 2 community team, thank you again for communicating with us every week. All right, it's time. Let's get into our topic of the week.
Hey Guardians, I'm currently freezing my butt off because Gator has the thermostat too low, but you're listening to Guardians Downcast.
You're listening to what?
You heard me.
No, it's Guardian Downcast. Do I have to be jealous of him? I'm over this. Cut. All right, for our topic of the week, like I mentioned earlier, Mr. BarrelBarley brought this topic up about a month ago, and I invited him to bring it to the show, so I'm going to turn it over to him. What is your topic of conversation in the Destiny universe tonight there, Barrel?
All right. So, well, thanks. Thanks for letting me come on. This has been a pretty neat experience, minus the technical difficulties.
It happens, man. That's part of going live.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this for a while, even really before I started playing Destiny 2, that I have felt that a lot of newer games just haven't been very hard. And I think, so spoiler, I think Destiny 2 does it pretty well, just with the portal activity. But, I grew up with games like Donkey Kong, Mega Man, Sonic, a lot of the Need for Speed games back on like PC, so early 2000s genre games. And I just remember those things being so difficult to get through. And my thoughts on that is just that I think game developers are making games easier to appeal to a wider audience. I think developers have forgotten their audience, and that we are missing a sense of accomplishment that comes with beating games on the hardest difficulty. That's one of the things that I really look forward to in games, like I had mentioned earlier, with one of the things I like to do most in Destiny, like the end game content, like the really tough stuff. And that's why I think Destiny does it pretty well. And I know they're not a perfect game by any means, but and it is, this is just an opinion that I've had for a while. But I mean, to name a few games like Borderlands 3, the new Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite was just a stupid easy game. Like, it was so easy.
Really? Okay.
And yeah, I just, so my brothers and I did, we did all the Halo games, and we would max those games out with all like the skull modifiers that you could do. And I'm told, I cannot remember it, but I'm told that I have beaten Halo 2 on legendary difficulty, which is arguably one of the harder games to beat. And this isn't all to boast or anything. I'm actually not a very good player. It's just, it seems like something that I've noticed, that newer games tend to be a little bit easier. And that was my thought. It's like, well, if they're easier, I think they're trying to appeal to a wider audience. Yeah, and I think older game developers didn't apologize for their games that they made. They knew their audience. And I think that's what a lot of new games have lost a little bit. They've lost the direction to make a game for the audience. Because, I mean, you think about it, when you get a game and you start adding all these little things, and so, after a while it just gets really bloated, and it's like, okay, who's this game even for?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the overall premise.
Yep, it's a good premise. It's a good argument. Kingsley, do you want to respond first?
Yeah, thanks for bringing the topic up front. Before I give my opinion, I'm just a little confused on one thing you said, just so I can understand, not to argue against it first. But when you say a lot of games these days are going to a wider audience, but then you also say they forgot their audience, aren't they looking to the audience if they're going for a wider audience?
Yeah, with like.
Or do you mean something different by that?
Well,
I'm just trying to understand.
No. I think the way that game developers like try to appeal to people, they put in all of these different different abilities, different levels, like skin pack. So they're just trying to get a lot of people into the game. And I think because they're trying to just get everybody into the game, they're forgetting their core audience.
Right.
I think, the core audience, like the gamers that just want to play, have a good story, and have a good time. That's what I meant by it.
Okay.
And of course, one could argue what core audience means. Obviously, you believe you're a core audience because you like harder games. But yeah. No, it's fair. I'm just trying to understand because I like to be fair with terms and stuff.
No. I hope did that clarify it?
It kind of does. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be contrarian, but I basically disagree. I feel like there's plenty of hard games these days. Also, now I do agree there's more easy games. Also, more.
No, and I certainly haven't played every game. So
yeah. I mean, people give experiences all the time in Discord. There's a lot of crazy hard games, and even a lot of games like
well, JD
I
Kent even said
I don't want to give
Souls,
something that's someone going to argue.
Liza P.
Even a lot of single player.
Well, Dark Souls, that's a pretty tough.
But that's a genre.
There's a lot more.
Yeah, it's
there's a lot more. Yeah, examples than just Dark Souls. Like even a lot of single player games you can
Elden
put
Ring.
like on hard mode. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think that we've lost hard games, but I do agree that there are more easier stuff too. And I think that is actually going on the point. They're looking at the audience of the overall people, and it's smart to have a wide variety. Now, also, lest us forget, I've been playing video games since the original, like the 1980s. And there actually were easy games back then too. I remember my sisters had like little Care Bear games that came out alongside like Donkey Kong and Nintendo and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that.
Maybe it was Strawberry Shortcake, but
I remember that.
There was definitely some easy games back then too. So I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Those games were targeted to young kids. I mean, that makes sense why they were easy. But
sure. And it doesn't matter who they're targeted to, but there was easy games back then too. And then I feel like there's hard games now. Now, if we want to talk about like the ratio and if we feel like it should be different, but I'm just saying I disagree with there not being hard games these days, but I definitely appreciate the topic. And I like to hear that you like harder things because we definitely don't need to have hard stuff go away. And then if we bring it into a Destiny conversation, I also think they're doing a pretty good job. And again, they are going more with the core audience. Destiny, in my opinion, is going to be getting harder and harder as we go along because as we have less players, we're averaging 50K right now, but it could go back down to the 30K and then it'll bump up again to maybe 75 to 100 when a new expansion comes out again. But when you have less players, as opposed to back in the day when you had 300,000, a million, even on just one platform, if you just have a smaller group of players now, and if a lot of them are more hardcore players, then you probably are going to see Destiny getting harder. And then that's actually showing they are going off after that audience, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Todd, what do you think?
Oh, I got so many thoughts on this. When you brought this topic, my gears started spinning. I think the reason, to answer your question, why are games easier? Times are different, man. Think about these developers can get scrutinized so easily now because we have social media. People have a way of directly communicating with these developers now, where in the past, I mean, we played Atari and I played Space Invaders or heck, any games, back then, the home console games. There was really no way for me to communicate directly. I mean, what do we have? Nintendo Magazine. I mean, there was very few ways you could communicate with the actual Nintendo or the actual Atari studios back then who made these games. it was very much like Wizard of Oz stuff, where you didn't know what went on behind the curtain. All you saw was the product, and that's it. And because there's no internet back then, there was no way to to improve a game or patch a game or change something. I mean, when a game was bugged, like an old Atari game was bugged, you pretty much said, well, that's the game. We're going to live with that bug, We know when we get to this level that you can go over in this spot and hit your directional arrows a certain way, and you'll immediately, go into a totally different room and bypass the difficulty sometimes. But Donkey Kong, I will say this. I never, and this may be a sacrilege being on a gaming podcast, Donkey Kong was my obsession when I was very young teenager. I must have put probably $1,000 in quarters in that damn console game at the 7-Eleven down the street.
You didn't have the home one? I had the home one.
Well, eventually I did, but I never, ever beat Donkey Kong. I kept trying. I kept playing. And I eventually, you memorize the levels, you memorize everything, but eventually it just got so chaotic and crazy. The barrels were coming so fast. You were almost like, there's just no way I can do this. There's no way I can jump over these barrels a certain way. Then you'd find out, later in life how people got by all that stuff. But another thing too is, think about gaming today. If any game comes out, let's just say Elden Ring, for instance. I started playing Elden Ring, and say there's a boss that I just can't get by. This guy freaking one taps me and I'm down. I can just go to YouTube, and there's probably at least 40 different channels talking about Elden Ring, and I can just put in the search bar, how do I kill this boss? What am I doing wrong? Or, this boss, and it'll give me a full walkthrough of what I need to do. It's kind of a cheat guide. I mean, it's kind of a cheat code, so to speak, without having to enter a cheat code. And the thing is back in the days when they released games on consoles, because there was no internet, because there was no way to communicate, there was no scrutiny by the public. The only scrutiny you got from the public is people wouldn't buy the game. I think the only scrutiny I remember in Atari was the E.T. game. It was so bad that there was a national campaign where people were throwing them in the garbage and setting them on fire. That was the most you could do. And it would hope that it would get on the local news or the national news even about that stupid E.T. game that everyone hates. If you watch that one movie on Netflix, that one documentary, they actually interview the guy who made that game. And it was always the same bullshit where the corporation wanted it done before it was ready. Kind of like, life imitates the past a lot these days. But like I said, there's so much scrutiny now with developers. And if there were no board of directors, there was no shareholders involved, if you took all of them out, which eventually maybe that'll happen, because right now we've talked in the past about how investors are driving games and the players are not the customer anymore. The investors are. If you were to take that out of the equation, then I think that studios would start listening more to their player base on their games. I think they have to now. It's kind of an inconvenience, because if they don't make the sales, that's the only way we can really vote on a game now, is by buying it, or not buying it, or not pre-ordering it, or pre-ordering it if we want to buy it. So I think times have just changed so much that there's more flexibility in how games are updated and reacting to all kinds of different players. That brings up another point. We have so many different kinds of players now than we did back then. Us OG gamers that would play adventure and all these games, and when they first came out to the consumer market in the early 80s, we're old people now, and we may not want so much challenge like we did back when we were younger and had tons of time every day to play it after school until we finally got through because we memorized every frickin' screen. And I think another thing is some games are considered comfort games, or what I call black hole games, where we love to just plop in our seat, forget about work, turn off all the shit that's going on in our lives, and just shoot stuff and kill it and get our release that way. What do you think? based on what I just said.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty true. When I'm talking about games like that I've played with, like the difficulty games that I've played.
Sure.
I can't even solo a dungeon. Like
it's hard.
I'm still working on that.
You gotta memorize.
But like with, you gotta memorize. But like, with the newer games that are out, just on how, I don't know how quick it goes. There's no, I don't really like the lack of accomplishment with some of the newer games. You got to work at it. I guess that's maybe what it is. Going back to the old games, you had to work at it. You had to sit down, you had to play, you had to memorize things. And that's kind of going away a little bit. And certainly not for every game, but yeah. And with the developers getting into things and with the investors, I mean, it kind of makes sense that video games are trying to pull in the numbers because they've got a lot of money behind them. And I think it was Kingsley. You said, and I think it was you that had mentioned like the new genre, or not genre, but like the new games that are kind of like coming up are indie games. Indie games are a pretty cool area, because isn't like that Xscape game, isn't that more like an indie game?
Yeah. And that's a good example too. Like,
yeah,
I feel like most games these days, that game can be extremely complicated or it can be somewhat easy just depending on what mode you want to play it on. I just feel like we are in a good state of gaming these days, no matter all the issues that we have, sure, with boards and things like that. I just feel like there's so many games that we have, and generally you can play old games. I know you can still play most old games. I know that's not always the case, but we have so much at our fingertips that I don't really think that there's less hard games these days. There's just more overall games and plenty of easy games.
More
also,
competition.
I love the state of games that we're in these days.
Yeah, and maybe that's the thing. There's just it's so saturated with a lot of games.
And that's for a good reason. I mean, more people are doing gaming these days. However, and I hate to sidetrack to a different point, and maybe we'll talk about this a different week, but it may be going down. The Gen Z generation, they are not playing video games as much. I read a report, like they are 50% less likely to play games as much as millennials, Gen X and older.
Well, I think millennials is like the core gamers. I think it's like, I remember reading that. It was like, these days it was like 38% or something
in the curve.
of gamers.
Yeah. But it's interesting about Gen Z. So we might have a situation where there's a generation where it tapers off a little bit, and doesn't mean millennials and Gen X and older will stop playing games. It just means like it could be an issue of like, eventually that could cause a problem where there may be less games if there's less market to market things to,
That also kind of brings up another point. I was reading an article earlier about like console games, PC games, and mobile games. I think the mobile game industry is, I think, kind of where it's at in the future. Because I think I read a stat like over 50, I think it's over 56% of all games, according to certain developers, I guess, and according to the internet article that I read, it was like 56% of all games that are played are on mobile. And the console and the PCs are starting to go, like, that's on the downward trend.
Yeah. You know why it is? Because actually I found the actual article here. It's not even so much that they're playing less, I guess, but they're spending way less money on video games than older gamers. Now you can say, well, it's because they're younger, they have less money, but no, they ran this report against other generations, even when they were younger. And really, if they're going to play a game at all, it's most likely going to be a free-to-play game. And yes, there are plenty of free-to-play games on PC and console, but there's even more on phone. So I'm a little concerned because I like a variety. Like I said, I think we're in a good state of video games right now, but I wouldn't love to get in a situation where 80% of video games are free to play games.
And
this is my personal opinion, but yeah.
Let's turn.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, let's turn this toward Destiny, because I think Destiny is a prime example these days. And you may hate Astacross for saying it, but you don't have to get the tier 5 stuff. You don't have to do the grind if you don't want it. I mean, it's funny. I have some armor that's tier 3 that gives me almost the same stats because of the way it's laid out as a tier 4 piece of armor. And it's not much difference at all. It's not much difference at all. And so you start thinking to yourself, well, all I need really is tier 3. I can still put because tier 3 falls around the high 60s. Mid to high 60s. Tier 4 is going to jump into the 70s, and then tier 5 will run into the 80s. As far as, but you don't need that to play the game. So what I like how Destiny is being played now is it's covering it's very much your topic. It's covering all wide ranges of skill levels. We've had people talk. This has been a topic in our Discord, in our Destiny chat channel in our Discord today. Is people are saying, well, I don't think I'm ever going to get to this level because I tried doing it and I got squashed. Well, sometimes you need to get some better builds and just do some experimentation to see what works. But the thing is this person who doesn't think he can get through to a certain power level because he can't get the A's and the portal activities, he would have just as much fun in a raid without ever even worrying about that stuff. But for us grinders, and I've been playing Destiny for 11 years. I'm certainly not a top tier player, but I definitely know how to maneuver around some tough. I used to solo Nightfalls in Destiny 1 all the time, and it just takes a lot of practice, a lot of repetition, and it literally is putting your reps in. But some people, that's not what they want to do. They don't want to have to worry about that stuff. They just want to experience the lighter side of the game. But a lot of us want to experience little harder parts of the game, and that's why we do the portal activities and are trying to get that gear score number up and higher. But the fact that there's all kinds of different players in Destiny now, I think Bungie is doing their best to appease everybody, and I'm worried about that. I'm worried that because they're trying to appease everyone, that the game will just be blah, that it'll just be average.
There's less to worry about it these days than a year or two ago because there's less players these days. So that's like what I was saying earlier. So, I think they're doing pretty good with appeasing to the group that they have now. And if anything, I think they're going to make it harder and more grind because that's where most of the players are these days.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a little scary. I think they should go for more players because you'll never get more players too if you don't have something exciting to kind of get that.
Well, one of the things that, like, what was the name of Rite of the Nine? When they had those 3 dungeons that you could do, like, explore mode.
Right.
I absolutely love that idea. So I know that's kind of good, not to contradict myself too much anyway. The fact that you can get, like, easier players into harder content, I think that would be a good idea for the raids. But I definitely like so I'm kind of in favor of the Delta, like the power Delta. I kind of like it, the fact that they cap you on things, and certainly they can do it better than what they have. But, I do like the idea of Explorer mode for raids. I think that'd be a really, really good thing that they could add.
That was definitely a good thing they did.
I've been wanting that for years, and in some ways, I think it's less likely, but I also in some ways think it's maybe more likely these days. I know I'm saying it both ways, but like less likely because there's a smaller player base, but more likely just because they did it with dungeons. Hopefully they'll do it with raids.
Yeah, on how to do that though, with the undertaking of that would be probably pretty expensive.
That's the problem is it would take a lot of work, and I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons they won't do it.
I don't think it'll ever work for raids because raids need teamwork. They need multiple. It's really unless you're esoteric, you can't solo a raid, man. It's just so hard to do.
No, it's not No, Explorer mode wasn't for soloing. It was for
Oh.
teaching.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you could
For that
solo.
part, yes.
The purpose wasn't for soloing.
Right.
Even though you thought the purpose was for that, Todd. The purpose was to teach even groups of 3 people. And you can do that in a raid too. Right. You can have little pop-ups that come up just like the dungeon. So a group of 6 new Guardians go into a raid and they can communicate through Discord, but then they don't know the mechanics and they just want to learn it easier. They can have little pop-ups like, oh, you got to go over and deposit the thing over here. Yeah. So don't think of it as a solo thing, but more or less as a teaching thing for no matter how big your group is.
You know, because even like a diamond that would pop up would be helpful. Mm-hmm. You know, like in like an explorer mode, because that's how I think the exotic missions, some of those have little pop-up diamonds, but that would even be helpful.
Well, but again, the problem with the raid, there's a lot they would have to program.
That's a lot. I don't know how they would do it.
Well, and that's like a big issue.
Here's the desert perpetual, the eyes. Yeah. I don't know how you do that, but.
Well, here's the question. I mean, the thing we're not talking about here is accessibility. I mean, there's some people that need special settings on their game so they can use a controller correctly, versus accessibility, meaning people aren't highly skilled at playing shooters or video games. And my question is, can they balance that? Can both of those parts of players coexist in Destiny 2? Can you have...
It already is.
I mean, how's it working out? Do you think it's, the Explorer mode definitely was a good step in the right direction. I didn't play a lot of it, mainly because that's not my jam. I don't do a lot of dungeons for some reason. I don't know why, but I do raids. I don't do many dungeons. But for someone
accessibility?
Like for a newer player who came into Destiny and maybe is new to shooter games, would Bungie be able to apply some of the similar activities that we're doing, but to be able to adjust the difficulty level where they can survive and at least have a good time playing the game? Do you think there's a good system in place for that now?
Since you brought up accessibility, I want to talk about that first, and then I'll answer your question. Okay. But yeah, Bungie does better than even most games with accessibility. There's tons of settings in there, and they're already doing pretty good with that. And I feel like with where the game is right now, they've added a little more on the harder side. And Barrel, you were even saying you kind of agree, like Bungie's in a pretty good state with that right now. So as long as I keep looking at fringes, but this is the hardest, most time-consuming thing, is on the hard side and on the easy side, to add more to the fringes. Is it worth that juice to squeeze? Is it worth spending the time programming those things? That's really the main question, is looking again at the core audience, going back to that term, and if it's worth them doing it. But that being said, they do a pretty good job, but of course we would always want them to do more, even more harder stuff and more easier stuff. And where do you draw the line, right?
Yeah, and I wonder what the percentage is. And I don't know if we ever have that numbers. I looked so much for those kind of numbers, like the percentage of people that play on the hardest difficulty versus the easiest difficulty. I don't even know if we can even get those numbers. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Because with the hard stuff, when they make the multiplier or the modifiers, and they actually call them skulls, if you notice, if you look, one of the little titles.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's kind of a callback to Halo, but
a lot of things do.
Yeah. The amount of people that play those harder difficulties, I wonder how many people they're playing, they're doing that for, I guess you could say.
Well, we know only not even 10% have finished one raid in this player pool. I mean, that's a well-known statistic for a long time. Some people just say, 6 people, bunch of encounters, takes 2 hours. No, I don't want to do that. And some people like jumping into the portal activity and cranking it out 3 or 4 activities before they go to work in the morning. I mean, that's why I think it's working so well right now. Why we have less numbers in Destiny 2 now, but if you look at who's sticking around, it's 60% of the player base is sticking around. And yeah, you can say, well, that's because they're putting the carrot in front of the stick, but isn't that what looter shooters are supposed to do? I mean, they got to have a reward for why are you playing if there's no meaning to anything you're getting. And that's what I really love about the power number and the Guardian rank. They actually mean something now, other than just something to show someone how much you played the game, which in itself is probably okay. But now there's actual meaning to being a Guardian rank 9, or like JD Kent being at almost 450 power. So that he actually gets better drops because he's gotten to that mountaintop. But there's some people that don't really care about getting to that mountaintop and they just want to jump in and enjoy games. I remember when I played Myst. You guys remember Myst, that first PC game? I remember I messed around with moving around. It was my first, it was the very first IBM personal computer I played it on. And I kept moving it around. I was kind of confused what to do. And eventually, you know what happened? I quit playing it because I just couldn't grasp what the game was about. I didn't get any early successes to keep me enthused to keep playing it. And that's just the kind of player I am. But with, there's so many video games in the arcades that I never finished. I liked playing them. I loved playing them, but I was never in the arcade trying to get to the end and finish a game. I think Punch-Out was one of the very few that I did. And man, what an experience when I did get through and finally beat the game. But there weren't many games that I actually finished. And I think there's a lot of players like that out there. Just want to just have some comfort to just check out of what's going on in their life. And it's part of entertainment now. It's part of everything else that entertains us, including TV and everything else. So how does a developer mix that in a game? Because like Battlefield 6, for instance, Kingsley, you don't want anything to do with it because it's all PvP pretty much. And you jump in and it's just chaos. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You're just running around shooting and trying not to die and trying not to have a tank take your head off. And, that's just not for you. You don't want to do that kind of stuff. And I can understand that. I do. You want probably more thinking and more methodical games or something where you need your brain power. You need to use more strategy, or like running through the campaign. You're just wanting to enjoy the story and understand what this new year of prophecy is all about for Destiny 2.
Yeah. So, you brought up a lot of points there. So Myst was a puzzle game, a hard puzzle game. And, that brings up an interesting topic too. There's different definitions of what people consider hard. And not everyone likes the same things. Like, I don't really like puzzle games either, believe it or not. I like exploration and like puzzles, but my wife loves puzzle games. And you can honestly say puzzle games can be hard, but then the people that like the twitchy, fast finger reflex games might be like, that's not hard because they think a hard game is just twitchy, fast finger reflex games. And then someone who loves a puzzle game may think like, well, whatever, they can use their fingers well, but they can't think through things as well as a puzzle game. So it's an interesting topic for sure. One thing that I have been enjoying that is a little bit harder in Destiny lately is actually running in Fireteam match-made master activities.
Okay.
The reason why is because it's what I talk about. I've talked about on raids before too, why raids are always different because it depends on the crew you're playing with. And sometimes they can be easier, sometimes they can be harder. And I find myself this kind of like puzzle piece of like how the team is doing. And I have to like step up in one area when one of the teammates isn't doing as well, or I can relax in another area if they're doing really well. And it's always this interesting puzzle to see, wow, this is an interesting experience. Because back when strikes were only match made on the easiest level, it was always easy. But now at least I'm so happy they have auto match made for master activities. I've been saying that forever. I don't know if it's going to get me to play those tons and tons and tons like all the time, but when I do, it's actually kind of an interesting, fun experience to try to figure out that puzzle of how to hold the team together when people are dying right and left, or maybe not dying, but like not killing the ads. And I'm not any great player, but at least I find ways to step up and put my feet in the arena too to help out.
It's so funny you say that, man, because it's the same way I approached Crucible. When I play solo, and I play a lot of games solo, when I jump in and I kind of get a feel for how my team is playing, are they rushers? Are they sitting back? Are they playing in groups? What's their strategy? How are they trying to win this game? I will literally adapt myself to their play style within reason. I'm not going to go running and kicking doors down probably. I'll let the killers do that. But I tend to try to do everything I can to get the win, or for you to get successfully through the strike. It's very much on the same level. But I had to read what MJ22 said. He had a couple of comments here. I just want to make sure I shared them. He says, I think there is also some nostalgia around older games. Like if you went back and played older games nowadays, would you have a different experience? And I've done
that a little bit. I kind of agree with that sometimes. And it's not as easy as just, it's easy for me to say, well, it's easier now because I have more experience, but it's mixed. I have mixed feelings. Some games I'm like, oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Or maybe it was just like, oh, it's harder nowadays because I don't have as twitchy finger reflexes. So it's definitely an interesting thing. There is nostalgia sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Sure.
If you went back, would you have a different experience, BarrelBarley?
I'd have to try that. I actually still have, we still have the old console. It was the Super Nintendo. Still have all those old games.
Heck yeah.
I'd have to go back and try it. Yeah.
I'm curious how we would experience them. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't have many of my Ataris left from days.
Well, on the Switch, you can play a lot of old Nintendo games too.
Emulators, yeah.
Yeah, emulators. Yeah, I haven't messed around with emulators yet. Yeah, not too much.
He MJT2 also said, "Isn't this a good example of what the Portal's potential allows? In other words, default is easy, accessible, and more experienced players can modify difficulty for rewards, cosmetics, etc." Yeah, that's what I was just touching on. It's the fact that I think.
But he was saying that when we were talking about the raid thing, that's back several minutes. Yes, the Portal is good for that, but they need to do it in more than just the Portal.
Yeah. Yeah, Base Windu says, I play older games all the time. I have a Super NES Mini. Cool, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I very rarely go back and play my old games. I'm always looking to see what the latest, greatest is. I like technology. I've played all the Pixel games. They're fun, yes, but they were a lot more fun when I was 13, not now that I'm over 50.
Yeah, they're not very deep.
Yeah. A much simpler time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And I've always been on that topic, I've always been a futurist. I enjoy newer games.
Yeah.
I don't have as much nostalgia as some people.
Right.
I mean, yes, I want Wrath of the Machine back, but that's a different story. But like I go back and play the old games, and I loved my Super Mario Brothers 3. It was one of my favorite games ever.
The platformers are a lot of fun.
It's fun to play again, but I still really appreciate games these days so much more because better graphics is super important to me. I'm a very visual, very observant person. And so I always knew, like when I was a kid, I was a futurist. I'm like, I even knew back then when no one else knew, I'm like, video games kind of suck right now. They're going to get better as far as like graphics and everything. And sure enough, they have gotten so much better over the years.
Remember the ET years with Atari? The video game industry almost died back then, man. It's kind of a little bit like today. There's so many games flooded and there's so many crappy games that aren't finished. That was a lot like what happened in those early, or I should say late Atari years. Gaming almost died, man. And then that's when Super Nintendo came out and changed the whole thing. And I really feel that that's what's going to happen in our industry. That's the only thing that can make it go forward is someone's going to come out with another Destiny type of game that just blows everything out of the water. And I'm waiting for that day to happen.
Oh my gosh. Destiny didn't blow the whole industry as much as you think it did.
It did for me. It blew my mind. That's for sure.
Yeah, but not the whole world.
I understand. But it'll be a quantum leap in gaming compared to where we're at now, you know? I think it'll be here. Yeah. It'll be here before you know it. Whether it's AI directed games or like you said, Kingsley,
there you go. That's a better thing.
Like you said, procedurally generated worlds, you know, where it's never the same when you open up into a new area, you know? That I can't imagine that's too far away. So yeah.
No, I mean they kind of have that with that No Man's Sky game.
Oh yeah.
If you played that, that's a procedurally generated game.
Yep. And it's like a true version of that. It's one of the few games that are I've always wanted to get more into that game. The only problem with that game is there's just so many like micromanaging resources that are just
it's intense. Like I had to so I played it for quite a while. I had I think like almost 100 hours into it.
And I don't like resource games. Yeah.
And the amount of things that you have to juggle is like, man. Yeah. It gets easier as you get into it. Like once you're like 50 hours, it gets a lot easier. But
so
you gotta.
If they could bring true procedural generation into Destiny, like they keep hinting, but it never comes, then I'd be happy.
Yeah, Base Window says some of the game music was funky. Oh yeah, the game music was fantastic, man. It's iconic stuff. I still have that stuff pinging in my head all the time. That's for sure.
Like a real Horde mode or a real Kepler with different things, not like what they claimed it was.
Yep.
Then I'd be happy.
Yeah, when you mentioned this topic, I mean, a lot of things came up. I mean, I think there's room for a lot of indie games out there to have more challenging stuff to appeal to those really, really deep gamers who really want to try crazy stuff. I think if you go to Steam Library, there's a lot of games out there that are very cerebral and definitely more challenging. I think they're out there. I just think the thing is there's a lot many different types of gamers, and think about how many generations of gamers there are now versus back in the early days of gaming. It was all new to us Gen Xers, man. It was the newest craze, man. And that's the best thing my dad ever did was buy me an Atari 2600 for Christmas. I never looked back, man. I was a gamer from then on out. There was no turning back. I could play this game on my television set in the comfort of my own home, and I didn't have to go to the arcade to do it anymore. It was such a cool time, man. And now look, I mean, we got past the Gen Zs now. There's a new, a whole new generation of gamers coming up now that are, toddlers right now, and they're used to looking at screens and getting that instant gratification. So what they're going to like in gaming is going to be totally different than what this old fart likes to game. So I think the fact that there's so many generations and different kinds of players to appease, I just think I agree with you, Kingsley. It's a good time to be a gamer right now, man. I really am waiting for that next quantum step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it going to be Grand Theft Auto?
I don't know, man. I don't get as excited as everybody else. I don't get as excited.
That's a joke.
I know, but I just, everybody's so crazy over that game. And yes, it's about Florida. I know I'm going to jump in and at least experience it, but I don't know if I don't live in that world, man. I know Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out so long. It's almost an antique.
Well, you also didn't play Cyberpunk, and that was a fun game.
Yeah, true.
Did you play Cyberpunk? Yeah.
I tried it.
The exploration is off the charts. So that's
I tried it in the early days when it was so buggy, and I just should have waited. I still got the game in my library, so I'll probably go back eventually and jump into it on a day when there's nothing else to do. But dude, there's so much. There's so little time. So little time. It's so much to play.
You could spend hours in Cyberpunk just in one block of the city and just go up and down buildings and back alleys and just see people like getting little fights, or like you could be like an assassin if you wanted to. You could spend, I could go on forever.
But see, that base window, you nailed it. Personally, to me, the magic of GTA has gone. That's the thing. We mature as gamers, and we start
game now.
We start enjoying other types of games. There's other games that we try, and my God, I would have never seen Destiny. I never would have even tried Destiny if I wasn't fed up playing Call of Duty all the time. I was getting tired of the same Call of Duty games, the same 3-lane maps, the same guns, and nothing had changed. It was just a regurgitation of last year's game or year game 2 years ago.
Wait a second. You like doing the same bounties over and over.
Yeah, but see, I've bought into the Destiny verse. I've bought into it. I know there's a reason to play, and I just love being in the world. Yes. Okay, you got me. I love being in the world. I love sitting on Cosmodrome and running and glimmer farming.
Doing the same thing over and over.
I don't mind doing that because it's that appeals to my comfort side of gaming, where I'm not really worried about anything. I just want to turn my brain off and just shoot aliens in the face and collect glimmer. That's all I want to do, and complete some bounties while I'm at it. I'm kind of multitasking. I'm getting dopamine hits from all parts of the game, And then there's time when we do raids, like we did the Desert Perpetual raid. I was ready, man. I was ready to try something new. I wanted some challenge, and we got it. They delivered, man. So
honest question with Battlefield or those type of games.
Yeah.
Did you really leave them because it was the same thing over and over? Because again, Destiny is the same thing over and over.
No,
did you leave because you had some bad experience?
The year that Battlefield died is when they made it look like Battlefront. They had very limited weapons. What they did basically is they
changed it.
They stripped the game down. They stripped the game down and made it dummy proof. And you could run around with that was Battlefront, but they basically, EA, when they made Battlefront, that certain type of Battlefront where there was just like 5 different blasters, you would run out of stuff to do so quickly. And then they applied it to the next Battlefield game. Us Battlefield players that played Battlefield 3 and 4, we were like, we're out. This is boring as hell, and this is stupid. And that's the reason.
They changed it. It wasn't just the same over and over.
DICE has been trying to get us back for years. They tried the Battlefield 1 with the World War I. I don't care for that. And if you looked at Battlefield 1, World War I, you were very limited on what weapons you could unlock. And once you unlocked them, there really wasn't much else to do. The thing I love about Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, you're using military accurate weapons. You have so many weapons. Just assault rifles alone, you had like maybe 20 different kinds from all different countries, all different models. That's how I learned about weapons, was through Battlefield 3. I learned about the AN-92, a Russian rifle that shot a bullet just synchronized behind each other. So when they hit the target, they did even extra damage. And the second bullet did more velocity because it was drafting off the front bullet. That's the stuff like that. It's in my head now. It's fantastic. But once they deviated from that model that all of us Battlefield players loved, they've been trying to get us back ever since. And I think that's why they brought in the big guns this time. This is do or die for DICE, for EA. This is their one big last home run swing to get us Battlefield players back. And I think they might be successful because they actually listened to their player base. Imagine that. They listened to their player base, didn't create a clone of Battlefront. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Okay.
Well, it makes more sense because you were saying they kept it the same, but now I see you left it because they changed it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Base Window, I got into Destiny because I loved Halo. It's the same reason why BarrelBarley got into Destiny. I never got into Call of Duty and Battlefield. My son got me into that in 2004. I'd never played an online shooter before, and it was the funniest thing dropping me in the middle of a battlefield, and I could just barely aim my gun. I was like, what button do I press to shoot? How do I run? I can't run. Why can't I run? And people will just walk up to you and go, what's this dude's deal? This guy can't even move his gun right. Well, this is definitely a greenie here, man. But things change, maybe I've outgrown Call of Duty. This is why I love the deep world of Destiny now and why I still play it. A lot of my Battlefield friends never got into Destiny. They don't understand what it is that I love about Destiny. Think of the build crafting. Think of all the different intricate parts of Destiny that you're never going to get in Battlefield. Battlefield, yes, you can unlock all the weapon, the stock, the different sights on the gun and stuff, and that's fun. It gives you something to do. But when it comes down to it, you play the same game every time. Nothing is different. With Destiny, it has so much potential to be so much more than what they've grinded it out to be lately. So that's the reason why I podcast about it. It's just a great game. Hey, man, that was a great topic. Super good topic, man. I'm glad you brought that to the show. That's the reason I asked you on tonight. I thought that was such a great topic to bring, and especially with everybody complaining about the portal system, good or bad, I figured it would be a good topic of conversation, especially this time in the Destiny-verse. So thank you for that.
They were so heated. They had their pitchforks in the chat. They were so mad.
Oh, we've very respectable comments.
I am a massive Portal fan. I absolutely love the Portal. It's I think it's a good addition.
Good, man. I'm glad you like it. I like it too. We have quite a few questions for the show tonight, and we're running late. So, as we always do on guest episodes. So we're going to do that when we return. Hey, Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/GuardianDowncast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at Guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. Well, boys and girls, this is the final segment of our show. This is where we get questions from you guys. And, man, community really showed up this week. They had some really insightful questions here. So Start Destiny questions first. We'll start with, man, a lot of questions. Okay. Wow, guys. It reminds me of the old days, Kingsley, when we couldn't even get through all the questions every show. Ronan Red Lion, he starts out. He says, we've all done it. Infused or dismantled that good roll we didn't mean to. Can you recall any particularly bad gear deletion oopsies? I know. I accidentally deleted a tier 4 area denial frame this week on Solstice. I said, well, it's not power. It's not a power. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. That's the roll I wanted. It's gone.
Yeah, not me either.
I got to grind for it. Okay. Mr. Dead Rabbit, with the way they did Solstice, how do you think it might affect Festival of the Lost? Do you think we'll lose the Lost sectors for some Halloween type modifiers, or maybe keep the Lost sectors from the feedback of this event? That's a good question.
Well, they're not going to be able to change it that quick based on feedback. So if they already were getting rid of the Lost sectors, it unfortunately is probably going to be that way.
What do you think, Barrel? You're muted.
He's
talking.
He can't hear or he can't talk right now. I don't know.
You're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, but I think he's saying he can't hear us or he can't talk.
No, there we go. We got it.
No, I had to change earpieces. That's all.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah. Anyway, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, no problem. With the way they did Solstice, this is from Mr. Dead Rabbit. How do you think it might affect Festival of the Lost? Do you think we'll lose the Lost sectors for some Halloween type modifiers, or maybe keep the Lost sectors from the feedback of this event? What do you think they're going to do with Lost sectors?
I hope they do. They keep the Lost sectors.
I like them.
Love Lost sectors.
I love them too.
I know they're not very elaborate, but I love the Lost sectors. So I hope they keep them.
But what about the people that loved Solstice when they got rid of that? So what do you think they'll do versus what do you like?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Because there were people that got upset about that the Solstice activity was gone. There's actually a fair amount of people.
I never actually played that Solstice activity because that was when did that come out last year?
2019.
It's usually
we started this podcast.
Because every solstice, isn't it like every year they do solstice?
There's always been the what is it called? The bonfire thing. What's the world called?
Bonfire Bash.
Yeah.
And yes, it's every year.
I remember 2019 when we did our first podcast. It was in July. It was right during that time when we were grinding out, trying to get gear and stuff from the Bonfire Bash event. So it wasn't called Bonfire Bash back then. It was something else, but it was the same world. It was a floating world. So yeah, they've always been doing it. So I love that we don't have to do Bonfire Bash anymore.
But then to be fair, why wouldn't you love getting rid of Lost Sectors?
Because Lost Sectors, because Lost Sectors I'm familiar with. I've done all of the Lost Sectors. And I don't know what it is about Lost Sectors. It's a win for me. That's one thing Destiny 2, they changed from Destiny 1 are these Lost Sectors where they're kind of hidden in the world, in the planets. I just like that. I don't know.
So all I'm saying is if we want Lost Sectors to stay around, we should want Bonfire Bash to stay around too, so that everyone gets what they want,
it'll have the home bay like all the events have now. It'll have probably a little, track where you can get certain things. I mean, the one thing I noticed, I haven't had to go to the tower and talk to Eva at all, other than that first time. Everything is through the AI, through the UI now. It's through the interface, the portal interface now. I haven't talked to Space Grandma other than that very first day that it came out. Ever since then, I've just been filling out the track. And by the way, don't grab all the track weapons until the very last second before it resets, because it keeps going up in power when you grind. So don't pick up any of that. Same with the weekly seasonal stuff. Monday night, that's when you pick it up. That means you've maxed out your power and you get the most high powered item from those engrams and the exotic engram on the weekly seasonal stuff. So I've already completed all the bounties on that. I'm sure you have too, Barley. The seasonal goes quick.
To answer the question some more, I feel like if they maybe look, I think chances, if I had to guess, they won't have it just like they didn't for this, but maybe they were just short on time and couldn't program the EAZ into the new system, because remember, everything that's goes through the portal had to be re-looked at, reprogrammed to work with all the modifiers and stuff. And maybe they'll have time to look at the haunted lost sectors and program it. But then again, do they really have the time with having less employees now? And we'll see. So
you guys will have to keep an eye on the Discord chat. I have it closed right now so I can look at questions, just so you know. I hope they keep the lost sectors. I'll leave it at that. We'll move on to next.
Do you think they will?
I hope they do. I hope they do. I don't know if they will or not.
I think they will.
I think honestly, I think it's going to be just like the Solstice event. You will get some new modifiers for our gear. Maybe Void. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
since
I
it's
think
spooky.
they will too. And
we'll just be grinding
like
portal events. But remember, it'll be past.
Yeah.
We'll be well into Ash and Iron by then. So who knows what the?
Yeah, because the last haunted lost sectors. How many did they even have? It didn't rotate that many.
About 3-ish.
2 or 3.
I thought it was 2 or 3.
Wasn't many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it wasn't many.
And you didn't actually find it in the world. You actually had to launch it from a launcher. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Scrolling down, there's some comments in here that aren't questions. This is Mr. Dead Rabbit again. Speaking of the Halloween event, any guesses for the event armor bonuses? I'm thinking Solstice was summer, solar. Halloween will be darkness, maybe strand focus. I'm sure they'll save stasis for Christmas. What do you think? And it was definitely solar this solstice. What do you think? I'm hoping for Void because I'm a Void Warlock.
That makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, Void would make the most sense just because it's like a darker looking material.
Okay. Saint had a question here. If you could reprise one non-exotic weapon from the past, either pre-Sunset D2 or Destiny 1, what weapon would it be? Personally, the weapon that jumps to mind is the Galliard 42, XN 7568. Oh, I actually still got one in my vault. It's a Black Armory variant. Yes. I remember using it in PvP back in 2019 when auto rifles were good during the hard light meta. They're good now too. Just 600s are really good in the Crucible right now, guys. Don't miss out.
Are they good in PvE?
I don't know about PvE. I mean, I'm using the the latest one.
They're pretty good.
I use it for my overload champions. What do you guys think? Pre-Destiny 2 or Destiny 1? Non-exotic. As I pull up them. Look at some of my old stuff here.
I don't know. See, it's almost like I got to do homework for these questions.
Well,
I know. I only know of like one gun from Destiny 1. Was that like the Kabas stuff?
Yeah, that's been reused many times.
That's the only. Yeah, but that's like the only gun I can call for
Destiny 1. I only used the exotic. I used what was that one called all the time? The
electric one.
Zalo Supercell.
Mm-hmm. Zalo. It was a son of a bitch as far as keeping it level. I'll give you one. How about the Go Figure pulse rifle? It's an aggressive burst 450. I still got one from. Go Figure. It was from the Forsaken.
Go Figure you'd say that one.
From Forsaken. Well, you know it's going to be a pulse rifle, man. You know I'm going to say pulse rifle. Bring them all back. I mean, I said long ago they should bring all the Destiny 1 weapons and just make a one big Destiny Online or Destiny World or whatever. They never took me up on that, but I still think it'd be a good idea. Okay, good question, Saint. Thank you, sir. AO Banjo had a question here. Apologies if I'm mistaken, but since the release of Edge of Fate, it seems like there has been a major drop in anyone doing old content that isn't in the portal. Hold your comment, Kingsley. At least strikes, the Nightfall hunts were the ones I've noticed. I had to run a few of them solo because I couldn't match with any other Guardians for some of the Ghost telemetry missions that I hadn't done yet. Do you believe they should figure out a way to get players to get back into those activities and pre-Edge of Fate activities in general? Or is it best to just leave them behind as we move past the Light and Dark saga? Good question. That's from probably someone
you definitely shouldn't say they should leave them behind, Todd, because you were just saying they should have everything from Destiny 1 also. So don't try to change your tune now just because you like Portal. But
Oh no.
This is a major problem. Major problem. And I saw this coming a million miles away. It makes the game feel very small, very limiting right now. You can go to those other things, but you're not really going to have a good experience. It's making that area of Destiny feel like Destiny 1 right now. Like,
yeah, it kind of is because you don't get the new gear. You know, you don't get the new roles.
And you can't matchmake with people. Yeah, because no one's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Elmer Fudd Games, rating with a party of 9. Thank you, sir. It's very nice of you. How you doing, buddy? You doing okay? Very nice, man. Yeah, you always make me smile, buddy. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for the raid, dude. We're just answering questions from our community tonight. You know what my answer is going to be, man. Make whatever you want to do in the game. Make that give you better powered stuff. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense to do it that way. I don't understand. The portal's so limiting. Believe me, when I saw the lack of, with all the lack of things to do in Portal, you don't think I was disappointed? I thought I was going to be able to run all the strikes. Like the whole list of strikes would be there. And I go run all the strikes, all the ones I wanted to run solo, but I never could because it was never, it was never firewalled. What's up, Sweaty Spooks? How you doing, buddy?
Well, you heard it here first, people. Todd thinks the portal is limiting.
It is. Well, I never said it wasn't limiting. It's definitely limiting, but.
Well, you sort of gave the impression.
I figured, it's new. They have to, they have to start somewhere. I just hope we're talking about this a year from now that, that the portal is full of activities to do and just has a drop-down menu even where you can.
They said they're rotating things in and out.
I know what they said, but I'm hoping they change their tune because,
I hope so too. Yeah.
I really hope that they make it. I think you should be able to play anything in Destiny. I don't understand why they're leaving behind all the worlds and stuff. That's just untapped potential. You want people to play your game. I mean, I guess they want to move on. I get that part, but I don't understand this limitation. I don't know about you, BarrelBarley, but Destiny feels like a different vibe now. I feel like it's very antisocial now. It's like, I just want to play the solo stuff. Leave me alone. Oh, you want to do this? Sorry. I'm not going to get enough rewards in time. I can't mess with that right now.
Well, man, now I need to bring up another topic real quick since you brought that up. Yeah. Another way how it's antisocial is it's hard because everyone has competing goals now.
Yes.
There's people that want to do the GM version or the master version, and then other people don't. And then it's like, because then it's like, oh, your goal doesn't match up with my goal. You know what I mean? So,
but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Destiny finally got the magic sauce. They finally figured out what us Destiny players want to grind for. But then they just fell a little short when it comes to the activities we can play. Why can't I go to the Cosmodrome and do patrols and get powerful drops? Why not? If I want to play that, let me play it.
Oh, you know why? Because everything had to be re-looked at to go into the portal because of all the new modifiers and everything. They had to go through a fine-tooth comb on all those activities. You think they have the time to go through everything?
I was going to disagree with you. I think they limited it because they didn't have time to quality control all of everything. I think that's the reason why everything is so limiting because they didn't have time to go through and test every little thing out.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't
I don't know.
We didn't let you talk, Barrel. Sorry, man.
No. You're good. I mean, because they're adding dungeons in Ash and Iron, right?
Possibly.
They're adding some dungeon stuff. Yeah.
Some. But are they going to rotate other things out? Because I thought you said that, Kingsley. So
they said that. They said they were going to rotate things in and out. Yeah.
So that means if there's like 10 things to play, I think there's more than 10 things, but just say if there's 10 things to play, they're going to add 2 dungeons. That means they're going to get rid of 2 things to keep it 10.
Who knows if they'll keep it at 10, but my guess it'll be around the same amount. Yeah. Maybe they'll have a few extra. Yeah.
Because you would think that they would just simply add it and not take away, but the fact that they're rotating out.
Because here's the thing too, probably one reason why they rotate is because there will be different new modifiers coming up in the next update. And so they have to test all that for those set of 10 activities they want to test on.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't even think those dungeons that we're going to see on the next update will be there permanently. They'll rotate out at some point too. And then it's always just featured gear and featured activities, and then things will be rotating in and out. Unless something changes, that's basically what it's going to be.
It's a new system. I'm giving a little bit of grace to Bungie because it's a brand new system. And I'm just hoping that they integrate it into the rest of the game in the future. I don't know how far they'll go.
We'll have
just
to hire a
see.
lot more employees.
I know, but we'll just have to see how that goes. We really can't see that far ahead, but I'm enjoying what they have out so far. AO Banjo, great question, dude. Thank you for sending that our way. Rona Red Lion, if I work my way up to tier 5 gear this season, how is the Renegades reset going to diminish its value? Well, first, because it's a new season, you're, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kingsley, the armor set bonuses will go defunct, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Well, no, maybe not the set bonuses, but the if it's not listed as new armor, then those benefits of getting like extra damage resistance and stuff like that, and it won't be counted as new gear, so you can't use it in the activities as new gear.
That's a pretty big blow, man.
I think the bonuses will still be there, the armor set bonuses, but all the other things will be gone.
As far as getting your A score in your portal, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that, and then the extra damage resistance, and when it says use new gear, also when those modifiers come around, and all those little things.
Gotcha. Okay. Sizzix, new member of our community. My question is, if the game overall feels empty with the most recent system changes, or does it feel like there's always something to do now? My question is, if the game overall feels empty, is it empty, or is there always something to do now? I've noticed I don't really have any
ways. Yeah.
He or she says, I've noticed I don't really have any quests to pursue anymore. Just pick missions that have the best rewards at the moment. There's also seemingly very little reason to visit planets outside the portal more yet. That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to comment on
there's
that?
plenty to do if you like to grind, but it's empty at the same time. There's very little to do as far as variety. And
Yeah, because you don't really get any of the new, like the top tier stuff in the world, you know? Yeah, you can go and do an old dungeon, but I mean, I think they cap at like 200, don't they? Some of those? Like outside of the portal?
Yeah, 200 is the best you can get.
Destiny kind of feels like it's like almost like it's vanilla. Yeah, the other stuff's there, but it's almost like Destiny 1. There's no reason to run it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, unless you really just like running the level, but you're not gonna gain anything in the game for it.
Well, yeah. Like I can go back to Destiny 1 right now and have fun in like the Wrath of the Machine raid, but there's no reason to run it for like current stuff. Yeah.
Mr. Holloman had a very similar question. He goes, not sure if his question has been asked, but do you all feel the power reset in Armor 3.0 change really did anything about the power creep? I don't. If anything, I feel like it's made us even more powerful because of the new build and stat possibilities. I mean, when it comes to build crafting in Destiny 2 now, there's definitely more possibilities. I mean, there's a lot more. They've added more mods. They've added more weapon mods.
Power creep.
I mean,
on that specific question, yeah, I agree. I think we're just as powerful, if not more powerful now. I feel pretty powerful.
Well,
I don't know.
With the delta scaling, I guess it would knock that down a bit. But if they were to take the delta scaling away, then yes, I think we'd still feel pretty powerful. But I think the delta scaling is a little too extreme. What do you think, Barley?
You know, I think maybe for some levels it might be too extreme. But I mean, I like the idea that they make it difficult. And maybe there's a better way that they can implement that.
I think we should feel powerful as Guardians.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But more modifiers or something.
Yeah, maybe that's just the way to do it. Maybe just more modifiers. But I do like the idea that when you do the higher end stuff, it is hard. But yeah, maybe that would be the better way to do it, just through modifiers. Yeah.
Gotcha. Tian, I'm just trying to move as fast as we can here. I want to make sure we get everybody's question in. Random question here. Is our ghost basically Cade 6? I mean, the end of Final Shape.
No, my ghost is not Cade 6, and I love Cade 6.
He's in spirit in the pale.
He's a cool dude.
I mean, didn't he basically went into the ether into the Pale Heart, right? It's part of the Pale Heart now.
Although my wife would say her ghost is Cade 6. She's in love with Cade 6.
Okay. All right. Aptos, as Edge of Fate has brought us the updated armor and weapon tiers, which has been huge. I'm really enjoying it personally. What are you hoping is coming with Renegades? I'm hoping we get extra darkness supers. Yeah, I was looking forward to Renegades with the Star Wars theme coming our way.
I just hope it's good. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to. I hope it's a good story. A Dark Super would be pretty cool if they had that. But
what I'm hoping for and what I'm expecting are two different things.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think this will come. I do not think this will come to Destiny. But man, can you imagine if there was a light and dark guardian? We would have to choose. And for that season, we Crucible, we fought light guardians or they fought dark guardians. You know, because it's light and dark. It's the dark side, you know, being the dark side of the Force. That would be that'd be a great way to bring it in.
Here's what I want. On it.
I want to have this system, and it better work everywhere, but this isn't going to happen. But this is what I would love, where you're hunting down things and they're variable, they're procedurally generated, and it's like go to Nessus and hunt down this bad guy,
General Grievous.
Sure, whatever. And I know I forget it's Star Wars for a second, exactly. But it's just gonna be Star Wars inspired, of course, not actual Star Wars. But,
no, it's inspired. Yes.
Yeah, hunt down this thing it's random, and every time and it's kind of hard to find. They could be hidden in certain zones or whatever, and then hard whatever mechanics. But then as you do that, you build up to not just some number system that's going up like your power level. And sure, you can do that anyways through portal activities, but you're building up some thing, like you're building up more powerful abilities or weapons or even your guardians somehow. And every time you hunt down a new renegade person, that it's always hard to find, procedurally generated. And you could spend the whole season hunting down random procedurally generated renegades. That'd be so fun if they did something like that.
Got my brains on fire right now. Light, dark, man. It makes sense. This is the time they can bring it. The dark side of the Force.
Yeah, but I thought they ended the light and dark saga. So
they did, but we still have light and dark subclasses.
Yeah, that is true.
So maybe you choose, like with Drifter, you had to choose if you were going to be a snitch or you're going to be part of his team, remember? And you would get different dialogue depending on what you chose.
But does that mean I could hunt you down in PvE and kill you?
PvP?
That'd be something.
The matchmaking would be go ahead and finish your thought, Barrel. Sorry, man.
No, that was it.
Sorry.
No, just
Aptos, good to hear from you, brother. I met this guy in person. What a cool dude, man. He lives over in the UK. Deadpool 1 Merc. If Bungie gave you full control to rework one activity or system in Destiny 2, what would you change first and why? If you could design an exotic weapon perk with no balance restrictions, what would you do? Double-sided question there. One activity or system in Destiny 2. Well, you know where I'm going to go, man. I'll let you guys go first because I'm going to say the same thing I always say.
Kingsley, you may have to go first. I'm trying to think of that one.
I would have them, we've kind of already mentioned this, so I don't have to go long into it, but have them rework raid stuff, have an explorer mode, have another harder mode, and just all sorts of fun things with raids. I'll pass on the weapon perk, though, because I don't really know, and take a time.
Yeah, I would second that, Kingsley.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like more modifiers. That's definitely, and they are doing that, so.
Yeah, it's getting there.
They're doing a pretty good job. Yeah.
Bungie, quit being afraid of us hardcore players. Let us gather as many goddamn resources as we want. Excuse my French. Quit putting limit on strange coins, on whatever else we're collecting in this world now. Quit putting limits on it. Let us, if we want to get 10,000 enhancement cores, and God, let us do it, man. Let us go out there and farm if we want. Some people enjoy just farming, just collecting stuff. Okay. And the gun would be something similar to creating enhancement cores. I already mentioned that one in the past. You kill something, you get a chance for an enhancement core to drop. Or whatever, golf ball or whatever else we need. Enhancement prisms, maybe. That'd be good. All right, one more question for Destiny related. Mr. Dead Rabbit, should there be an item similar to harmonic destabilizers and such that would upgrade a tiered item? Restrictions can be something like it maybe only goes up by 1 and doesn't get extra perks on weapons, wouldn't affect armor. I was thinking I had a tier 3 mint, and it has the perks I want, but the tier 4s I've gotten weren't any good. But it would also help people to get tier 4 and 5s even. They have a exchange, one-time exchange, I believe, at the Altar of Relativity, where you can upgrade your tier 3s to 4s, and I think your 4s to 5s, but it doesn't, I don't believe it adds any more perks.
No, it's not really upgrading them. It's just kind of, it lets you do a +1 to your drop. You can't literally upgrade the actual weapon you already have in your inventory, though.
Is it a one-time, or is it a modifier?
I think it's neither. It's a thing where it's upgrading your world drop going forward. Okay. It's not upgrading the weapons you already have.
Okay.
And it's
but it's actually pretty good.
This is a very interesting question to me, because I know a lot of people want this, and I have mixed feelings on it, because it kind of sounds good in theory, but at the same time, if they do something like that, they're already removing so many of their base idea of what they wanted this new system to be like. Yeah. They wanted people to grind to go from tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3. And yes, you could say you could grind the other way, but then not really. If they're going to add this other thing, you'll just grind that way and not do the grind of the portal activities that they want everyone to do. So I don't know.
They would take the RNG out of
it. It's just funny. I kind of sit back and laugh, because all these things I saw coming a million miles away were like, people, do they really like the idea of grinding to get higher tier weapons? Well, obviously some people don't, because they want this upgrade ability option. So it's like, do they add it or do they not? It'll be interesting to see where they go.
I didn't know it actually made your drops go one tier higher. I actually like that. Actually, I might go back and look into that once I'm done with
just for Kepler and
just for Kepler weapons and gear.
Yeah,
that's actually very good. Actually, that I thought it was just a one-time exchange. I didn't know it was a modifier that you could set on the world. Shoot, I haven't done the side missions yet. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, to get that, you have to do very hard stuff. It's part of what you'll be doing for the title.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and you don't get as much. You don't get stuff as quickly and as easily at Kepler either way. So if you're talking about getting stuff quickly, Portal's still the way to go.
Right. Tanjo Trade. This is for BarrelBarley. How cool is it that you get to play with and experience this game alongside your brother?
Yeah, that's a great experience. Yeah. My brother and I play a bunch. To keep it short, I guess. When we played PC games, like racing games, I would get half the keyboard, he would get the other half of the keyboard. Like that's how we would play. And then so kind of fast forwarding to Destiny, we do a bunch of basically anytime he's on.
Is he in our Discord community?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Josiah. Josiah. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josiah.
He's not a super big tech guy, but I'm trying to get him in. I'm trying to get him involved.
The older or younger brother? That makes sense. Okay. He has another question for you. What's been the best part of joining and playing with this community?
Oh, dude. I think kind of like what I first said was just you guys laid out the red carpet, like the whole community. It's been so good. So much fun, so helpful. That's probably, to sum it up, is very helpful and very inviting. It's been good.
That was our only hope when we started this Discord a long time ago, is just to make a cool place for people to hang out and play Destiny or other games. It doesn't have to always be Destiny, but what's up, Sith Daddy? Good to see you, man. And last question for you from Taja Trade was, are you ever going to finish the stuff for us to run dual Destiny?
Maybe.
He's chuckling.
I'm working on it. It's on my list. I have like a list of things that I try to get through every time I get on, and it's on the list. I just got to work through some things.
Gotcha. Sizzix, what's an exotic you would love to see get an upgrade, armor and or weapon?
I want to say Thunderward, but it is already kind of a broken gun. But I think I'm going to say Thunderward.
Make us feel powerful.
Yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, that gun. I love it.
Well, they're actually fixing it. But I like Controverse holds. I wish there was something else that Controverse holds did other than being able to burn a grenade for more power. Create a little arc buddy. That's the grasp. I mean, the Controverse holds where you can create a more powerful grenade. I wish it did a little something else. That was where I would say on armor end of it. Kingsley, you got anything in mind?
I'll just go with Transversive Steps. I used to main that earlier in Destiny 2, and it's still a good neutral game thing, but like, imagine if they added something really cool, like, if you keep running for long enough, you will like just get ammo or something. Not just auto reload, but like you'll get ammo. Not tons, but you'll get ammo.
Okay. Last Destiny question from Clover. What is your favorite and least favorite thing that came with the Edge of Fate?
Oh, most favorite, I think, is the story. I absolutely love that. Yeah, and just the mystery of what's coming next. Definitely just the favorite. And, I like the portal too. And yeah, I think it was a pretty good package overall. Least favorite is probably just how gimmicky the new stuff is. Just Matter Spark, the relocator and Matter Morph. Yeah, it's cool. I actually kind of like it, but it's just really gimmicky. That's definitely, I think, my least favorite.
I mean, there's only one way to use it. There's no really creativity on your work. Well, let's point it over here and see what it does. No, you have to point it at the one thing and bounce it off. I mean, it was kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but yeah. Least and most favorite thing, Kingsley.
Most favorite, I'll go with story. Also, really good story. I would love to say least favorite Portal, but I'll be fair because Portal's going to be around. It's not really directly related to just Edge of Fate. So I will say least favorite is also the gimmickiness of the stuff. It was really annoying in some missions too. Like, yet once again, go do Matter Spark over there, do this over there. And I don't think it really made the missions that much more fun. Now, I enjoyed it after the fact, exploring the world and doing little side quests, but in the missions, it was just way overdone.
It's nice to jump on it when you're farming Caldera. Getting through the portal things. For me, the thing I like the most is the new Solstice event because they +1'd all the gear. It gave people who are lesser power that haven't grinded to 450 yet able to get a possible tier 5, and definitely tier 4 is in my power range, at least at 355. So, least favorite thing, it's got to be the Matter Spark ball. Probably. Actually, the one thing I hate worse is the Matter Morph, where you had to go get the spores and then be able to see where to go.
Cut out on me.
What's that?
Easily.
Discord cut out on me.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You didn't. It must have been a flicker because we didn't miss you. You didn't miss any. You didn't picture anything. Didn't change any much. No, I would say the Matter Morph is probably my least favorite because every time I played the story, I had to go renew it. So, okay. You still there, Kingsley?
It's fritzing for other people too in the chat.
It is.
Discord was still fritzy for me. Some, it's not just my connection because other people in the chat are saying it too.
Okay.
Probably the server.
Yeah.
Discord itself.
Well, we're just about done. We'll push through here. One non-Destiny question from Zombie Pops. Question for the show: since today is apparently World Lizard Day, what is the best lizard in the world? Barrel, we always go to you first.
Is a gecko a lizard?
Yeah,
Let me say gecko.
Absolutely.
I don't know if there's like a different species, but I'm going to say, definitely gecko.
Kingsley, what about you, man?
What's the big one?
The ones that fall out of the trees when it's cold?
No, the big ones. They can't go in trees.
Oh, the Gila?
The really big ones.
The Gila?
Oh,
the Gila?
Gila monster?
Gila monsters?
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the best lizard's an alligator. Come on, guys. Okay. Good question, Zombie Pops. All right. That's it for questions tonight. Want One thing I did want to mention before we go, we did our question of the week, and I just want to quickly share the results from that, and then we'll call it a night. Our question of the week this week was with the last week of the Solstice event wrapping up, did you take advantage of the tier +1 drops? 86%, almost 87% said yes. 13% said no. Tajo Trade mentioned you'd been crazy not to unless you're extremely casual and don't care about all the loot or grind in general. Then Deadpool One Merc said, of course I did, but I just wish I had more time to grind. I still have this week, but the school I work at is back in session, so I've been feeling drained when I get home sometimes. I hear you, man. Dimwee said, I think I ran like 3 missions and realized it's just running Caldera again and left. Okay. And then finally, Saint said, wish that it had been a 3-week event like in past years. I want to take advantage of the boosted drops to catch up my light level, but I don't have enough hours in the days or weeks. Cutting a week from the event directly affected my ability to capitalize on the plus tier 1 drops and increased light drops. So there was our question of the week. Thank you, everyone who participated in that. Next week, I'll have another brand new question of the week. And if you're not part of our Discord, it's discord.gg/GuardianDownCast. Enter in there. Make sure you say hi to everybody. Everybody will say hi to you when you join.
Hey, didn't everyone take advantage of the drops, no matter if they wanted to or not?
Well, I mean,
because
I guess did they take
kind of a funny question.
I guess did they partake in the Solstice event and take advantage of it is what kind of went there with.
Everyone did whether they wanted to or not, because it was just.
Well, no, they didn't have to put the modifiers on.
The activities.
They didn't have to put the modifiers on their armor. They could have said no.
They're on by default.
All right, getting the technicalities here. You know the vibe I was trying to get there.
Okay.
You know the vibe I was trying to get there.
Don't actually.
Don't. Okay.
Everyone took advantage of it, no matter if they wanted to or not. I promise everyone did.
Oh, listen to the Guardian Downcast. Oh, it's a playlist. Yes. Ooh. And I've heard they've like won awards for it and such.
All right, before we go tonight, it is our we're going to add a song to our Guardian Downcast show playlist. It's a little time capsule of our podcast. Whenever we have a guest on, we give them the option of adding a song to our playlist. We have 1,247 songs ever since we started this very first episode in July of 2019. So I'll start with you, BarrelBarley. What did you add to the playlist tonight and why?
So I wanted to add Keep Hope Alive by the Crystal Method Band.
What a great song. How do you like Crystal Method? I mean, you're not even of the age to like Crystal Method.
So it's okay. So where we live, okay. So my brothers did yard work.
I get it.
For an older gentleman.
Okay.
And this older gentleman is the father-in-law to Scott Kirkland.
Really?
From the Crystal Method Band, yes.
Very nice.
So we kind of grew up around that band, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
you know, the funny thing is, the old games that I used to play, like Need for Speed, and a lot of the old. So yeah, a lot of those old games, the Crystal Method Band. Yeah.
They did a lot of soundtracks back then. Remember they had one in for Halo.
For Halo?
Was it Halo? No, I'm thinking of another game.
They had one for Mortal Kombat.
No, I'm thinking of a different group.
But yeah, but anyway, so I've always been a fan of techno, and then
nice, yeah, man. I love that group. I added a Crystal Method song a long time ago. It's good to hear. Good to have another one entered into the playlist. Thanks, man. For me, it's very simple tonight. I wanted to add a brand new song from a band that I've added songs in the playlist to in the past. Their album just dropped. It's named Skeleta, and the song is called Lacrima, and it's the band Ghost. Ghost reminds me of the old hair bands from the 80s, but with a little modern, darker twist. And I love that. I love their band. It's a very good. You like, old, not old, but kind of light metal. It's not heavy. I guess it's heavy metal, but it's not like death metal. It's not that kind of metal, but it's more lighter, heavy metal. I love that band. I always loved that band. I listened to the whole album. The Skeleta, the whole album is fantastic. It's very good. So check that out. I'll add that to the playlist this weekend. You guys can check it out. Hey, listeners, I just wanted to take a minute to thank our sponsors and advertisers. Thanks to our Patreon community, we don't need to worry about that. So enjoy continued ad-free listening. And if you're thinking about giving back to a listener-supported podcast like this one, check out GuardianDownCast.com and hit that Patreon button to find out more. Later, Guardian. Hey, speaking of our Patreon community, I just want to give a special shout out to the patrons of the show. Because they give back to the show and community, they replace all the needed funds that we would otherwise have to get from sponsors and advertisers. And it goes right to the support, the production, community management costs, all the little services and stuff that add up. And man, it does add up. A lot of the stuff we prepay a year in advance. So it comes due. It's got to be paid. Want to thank all the patrons. You know who you are out there, but especially our Dungeon Champion patron, Deadpool1 Merc, and a thank you to our Raid Boss patrons. That's Jealous, Frostbite, and Amazing Taco King. Been a little bit of a long show tonight. We had a big discussion about how games have become easier, or have they? What do you think? Do you think games have become easier as time has flown by? It's easy to say that games were harder back then because there were no save points. You died, you had to start from the beginning. I know a lot of games like the Souls games do that as well. But now that we have saves and digital profiles where we can just load that in and start where we just left off in a game, for the most part, that is. Has that made things easier? The fact that developers can update their games and adapt their games and the skill levels and how things act and how you can play with things in the game. The fact that they can adjust that on the fly, does that make gaming easier? What do you think? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Head to our Discord, discord.gg/GuardianDownCast, and go to our GDC feedback channel where you can tell us what you thought of our show this week. It was a little bit of a long one, but we hope you all stuck in for it. Hey, before you go, I wanted to check out my new podcast, 50 Years Experience Required. It's a solo podcast. I do this all on my own. It's on all the podcast apps out there, Apple, Spotify, all your other podcast apps that you use out there. Look for 50 years experience required. I've got 3 total episodes out now, and I have others coming down the pike. It's personal stories, experiences from living 50 years and or longer, and kind of the lessons I learned from trial and error. And it's kind of how we all go through life, right? So my hope is that these topics of conversation can help you in everyday life, all in less than 30 minutes. So check it out. Short but sweet thoughts for the day. And I'm trying to release the episodes on a bi-weekly basis. So check it out very, very soon. I'll have my episode 3 official episode coming out. And it is all about relationships and marriage. So check that one out. Next week, it'll be a Kingsley and Gator show, just a co-host show next week. We'll be talking about the latest things going on in Destiny, and I hope you guys can join us. Remember, we have our live shows every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Time, depending on what time of year. And it's Todd the Gator, TODDTHEGATR on Twitch and YouTube, and you can join our live stage channel in our Discord as well. Well, that's a wrap. Another episode in our collection for our new listeners out there. We have 316 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over our community, talking Destiny and whatever else on our roundtable episodes. So take a look at those, especially if you're just finding out about us. And if you like what you hear, the only way we grow is if you tell someone else about us. Just say, hey, head over to GuardianDownCast.com. They'll have all the information they need to find us. Special thanks to my host, Kingsleymac. I'll have his links in the show notes if you'd like to follow him on the socials. And again, you can contact me, Todd the Gator, all across socials and gaming platforms. And you can email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. Remember, as you're playing Edge of Fate, take breaks, get outside, and touch grass. Allocate, my plate buddy. Hey everyone, remember we're Guardian Downcast, your stories, your community, and your destiny. And be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse.
Defeat is not surrender, Guardian.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian. That's it, guys. That is our show tonight. Thanks to everybody who hang in there. It's been a long show tonight. We had a little bit of a technical issue, which killed a little bit of our live stream time. But I appreciate everyone who gave their insights into our topic of the week tonight and gave us feedback on the TWAB and everything we've been talking about tonight. And thank you, Barrel Barley, for sharing your life with us tonight, man. I appreciate you coming on. I know, is this your first podcast?
Yeah, officially.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for the invite, and
heck yeah.
Yeah, this has been a great experience.
Yeah, I mean, sorry your PC bit the dust, but you probably, if you go back to it, I bet you it says it needs like 2 years worth of update of Windows updates, probably something like that.
No, it's actually a Mac.
It's
pretty old.
It's a Mac, is it?
Yeah, it is. But I am switching over to a PC once.
Good man.
When we were talking when we were offline, it's probably the hard drive's going bad.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with updates.
Macs are good computers. I'm not a hater. I have all Apple products.
If you had a 10-year-old PC also, you would also have a hard drive issue.
It's been very reliable for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like...
I knew it wasn't a driver issue.
Macs are very hard to expand. That's the only reason I hate Macs and Apple products. They're very hard to increase storage and anything in them. They're very hardwired. Yet I still have iPhones.
Yeah, most PC laptops are these days too, actually. The world's changing that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Only desktops are easy to expand.
I just bought a cheap gaming laptop, and you definitely are limited to what you can put in it because everything is so integrated in laptops. But that's why I like a nice desktop PC. You can switch out just a little bit, just about anything on it. But yeah, they last a long time too. Very durable machines. I watch mine break in the middle of the stream. Mine's only a year old, so thank God it's not having any issues yet. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming on and listening to our live show tonight. Kingsley, what's going on in player support report this week, man?
Yeah, some stuff is broken, but not that much. It could be worse.
Okay, I'll take it.